first place in their division years ago. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
He has the ammo tonight, calm his nerves.
It's just the Cardinals' track record is if it's a pitcher you've never heard of before or it's his first game ever, you don't have a chance to win.
And he gets his first big league strikeouts. It is Wilson Contreras. I'm sure Mizorowski's battery mate will love that.
Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Bradford Bruns back in for Andrew Marsh. Cardinals lose last night 6-0. A lot of different ways we could take this, but I do think the blame.
It's just baseball.
It is just baseball. You're right. But I do think the blame.
1 of 162. Don't worry about it.
That's it.
It's 1 of 162.
Well, now it's 5 of 162 that you've lost in a row.
Nah, it's okay. Ish.
Is it?
Kinda.
Yeah. There's only one person to blame.
Oh.
And that's Bradford Bruns.
Indeed.
I told you guys, you knew that I would be back in the saddle, that I would gladly eat that crow. And I learned a valuable lesson, that there is never any room for optimism in this room. You try to spread it. Hey, you guys said as much yourselves yesterday.
Don't you spin this.
No. I thought that this team, this organization, going on the road, trying to basically gain a reprieve after that 3-6 homestand, you go out to American Family Field, you take advantage of that short porch in right field, and you get after it against this rookie. You get after it after the St. Louis native. It didn't come to fruition. He only threw 5 no-hit innings before cramping up. That's all. Rinse, repeat. Hey, shake it off. Look forward to Michael Ciani in tonight's lineup and see what you can do.
You know what Bradford just did?
Yes, something that we have perfected here in Fastlane.
He just said, I fast laned up.
Yeah.
But it's not my fault. Yeah, that's what he... We really need shirts like that. I fast laned up on the back, but it's not my fault. Yeah, that is what Bradford just said.
Yeah.
He's like, I was just trying to spread optimism. I was just trying to give the children of the world a bunch of presents. I'm sorry that I...
Anthony, somebody already does that. Don't go.
Bradford was trying to...
I would highly suggest that you don't try to encroach on that man's business.
No, yeah,
he's got that locked
He's
down.
got that on lockdown.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Number of years now.
Yeah. Okay, exit survey. Here we go. Biggest storyline.
The silence of the bats.
No, the biggest storyline is The Miz goes to work.
Yeah.
This kid who looked every bit of 17 years old, by the way. He looked like my son Ashton when Ashton was like 16, 17. Big, tall, lanky, baby face.
Yeah.
And the kid gets out there and he's just an assassin. The only way he had to leave the game is he twisted his own ankle.
Yep. Which was weird.
It was so weird.
Like he caught the spikes and then he decided that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and just lean everything on this one ankle.
I thought he broke it at first.
Hey, it looked bad. Probably he's going to be fine.
Yeah, 102 high in the zone, then 86
Kid
outside.
should make it.
StatCast couldn't even pick up what the hell the pitches were.
I know. How about
Anthony?
that? How about that? Is that a slider? I don't know.
It looked like a change. I swear that's his changeup.
Yeah. You know who he did look like, though? You guys all remember Scott Manziera, right?
Yeah,
he looked like Scotty. He looked like a taller version of Scott Manziera, who used to do some fill-in work and board work and producing work right here on 101 ESPN. Scotty Tuhati. That's who he looked like to me. Kid threw just missiles. Carey, your biggest storyline.
Well, that, and again, that the bats went silent, but I guess that's because of the Miz. I mean, he
can't beat the Miz.
Can't beat the Miz. Can't hit the Miz either.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the Miz is a Missouri boy.
Yes.
Cardinals probably could have had, I don't know, somebody at one of the games he was pitching.
Nah.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Crowder College product, doing them proud.
That was
what are they? Crowder College cadets. So you didn't know that?
Oh.
Yep. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was good. You got me.
You did.
You
get
said
me.
that with so much confidence.
Somebody has taken over the random category.
Wow. Okay. I'm trying to look this up right now. I don't know what the mascot is to the Crowder College Community School.
In any event, now we know why Aaron Savali wanted out. Makes sense.
I'd want out, too, if that guy's throwing piss missiles like that and I knew I was going to the freaking bullpen. I'd be like, yep, there's no place for me here.
They're the Rough Riders.
That was my second one.
Crowder College Athletic.
Saskatchewan?
The Rough Riders.
I know my CFL teams.
There you go,
you
buddy.
do. Nice job. Bradford, your biggest storyline besides just hexing the Cardinals' bats.
It happened. It happened. Now we have to move past it, but we have to recount, of course.
Don't tell me it's baseball.
My
Don't.
goodness, I won't.
Don't.
I won't. I will tell you, however, it wasn't about the 4 free passes issued last night. I didn't care about that. That was the definition, guys, of swing and miss. What you so desperately covet if you're a Cardinals fan, what you have been targeting and hoping for now for years on end. And you're telling me this guy was only, according to MLB.com, the 4th highest ranked prospect in the Brewers system? Watch out, because once again, you've not only uncovered a diamond in the rough, you've got this pipeline going for Milwaukee. Extremely impressive. Yes, it was just the first appearance, but by the same token, Cardinals going back into the same habits of not being able to attack when apparently you don't have a surplus of tape available.
If you don't have film, I don't know how you expect these guys to hit.
Yes, I mean, come on.
I mean, Babe Ruth had film, so, you know, you should be able to hit. My story, it's similar to Bradford's. As I sat there and watch The Miz, I'm like, the Cardinals can't get any sort of swing and miss in their rotation?
Hey, man.
No young guy can get the swing and miss?
Listen, the Cardinals are who they are.
Got 400
There's no
Palantes
need.
in the
I'm tired of
organization.
that answer.
Well, I told you to trade somebody, and you guys keep saying, well, you can't trade him because what if you missed the playoffs?
Who did we say we can't trade? Just say-
Ryan Helsley.
I said get rid of him.
Well, Anthony, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Trade
all right, well,
everybody
then-
at this point.
Okay, well, we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Quit being crabby.
I don't understand why you're just projecting at us.
Right? On a Friday, too.
Do you what?
He comes waltzing in here on a Friday, and he's projecting
After
at us.
picking up my daughter's cat, according to Anthony.
Carey sent out a text.
I thought he was joking, by the way.
Carey sent out a text. He's like, I got to pick up my daughter, and I read cat. And I'm
Because it
like,
said car at 1.
that's weird.
You blended them.
I blended them together. I go, I almost said something too, like, really, Carey? You're picking up your daughter's cat? Why can't she just do it?
And I got confused because we have a new cat.
It's a car. Yeah, it was a car.
She's out of town.
The best was you asked him how about the cat.
Yeah.
He's like, how's the cat? I thought he was joking.
I thought he was talking to me at first.
You don't have a cat?
Like, what?
How's
No,
the
it's
cat?
car.
How's the cat doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? You had to pick up your daughter's cat.
I was praying, too, that the text actually did say cat. But when I went back, it
I
said
checked
car.
right
I'm
away.
like,
I was like, did I
son
miss
of
something?
I thought maybe I texted cat.
It's possible.
No, you didn't. You didn't. All right, we continue our exit survey from last night's tragedy. Biggest kudos? Anybody got a kudos for
Yeah,
anybody?
it is.
Yeah.
What? We've never said the rule is you got to
You're
give
right.
Cardinals kudos.
You know what? Kudos to the Miz.
What about-
5+ hitless innings, striking out just a slew of hitters.
What about Granello?
Oh, yeah.
First appearance. 2 hits allowed, 2 2/3. Came in and,
He's no Mizorowski.
No.
I mean, who is at this point?
He recorded 13 swings and misses last night.
Miz?
Yeah,
Is that good, Anthony?
that's real good. That's real good. Considering he only went 5,
Don't worry about it.
fortunately for the Cardinals.
Fortunately,
5 innings.
I heard BT called him a baby giraffe when he twisted his ankle. He just kind of stepped back awkwardly and whole leg just gave out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, he just twisted his ankle a little bit. He might have had a complete game no-hitter in his first opportunity.
It's in play.
Like
He's trending that way. I don't know what the pitch count was, but he was trending that way.
I don't think you can really overstate the importance of the innings and the work that Granillo gave to you last night, because think about it, the start of a 4-game set, so many games piled up in succession, one after the other. Your bullpen otherwise becomes extremely compromised if he doesn't give you 2 2/3 flawless.
Very, very true. And it's a kid, too. Like, you bring him up for the very specific reason of giving your bullpen a fresh arm. And he steps in 2 2/3, only allowed the 2 hits. No walks, no Ks. But, yeah, good overall. All right, biggest criticism?
Sonny Gray.
I'll say aye.
Bradford runs.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Bradford, I got to do it. You might be the nicest man here. We've talked about this.
Oh, he's
Might
clearly
be
the
nice
nicest
here.
man here.
When
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
there's
when
no
you're not
question
on
about
with
that.
us, we talk
Close.
about how kind you are. You're just a sweet soul. You are the nicest man here at Hubbard Radio.
Comes a crab sandwich.
You really are. But damn it, yesterday, Bradford, I asked you to stop. I said, don't do this. Lars Nootbaar is going to lead off with a home run. The Cardinals are going to get after the Miz. Before you know it, it's going to be. And I said, Bradford, don't do that. No, Carey, it's okay. Bradford, please, damn it, don't do it.
Don't do it with the chest.
Kept going, and then we saw what happened. Because we know what happens. This show has more power than you even know. We've learned. This show has a lot of power. The things we say on air takes place, generally speaking, especially if you say something like that, the opposite's going to happen. People call in, I don't want hockey. What do they get, Anthony?
What's that?
Oh, hell.
They get hockey.
He's not even listening to me.
They get hockey.
I was on a roll, and he just blew it. Anyway, biggest
I was just looking up the Remember the Titans quote because it reminded me of that one where he's like, what do you mean you don't know? I told you, Bradford.
I will
You
take
think I
that.
was playing with you?
Oh,
I will accept that humble pie. I will take everything under advisement here. I will learn from this. I will come back in a much stronger fashion next time around.
We
Mark
appreciate
it down.
Thank you.
There you go. But no, so outside of CD, it's got to be Sonny Gray, right? I mean, he entered the game on a 13-inning scoreless streak, 3-0 record over his last 4 starts. I mean, he was dominant. And then he takes the hill, and perhaps, I don't know, maybe he was just intimidated by the Miz. He allowed only 3 hits and 1 run through 4 innings despite not feeling comfortable, but gave up 6 consecutive base runners to start the 5th inning. 3 singles, 1 walk, 1 double, 1 home run. Jackson Churio puts one out dead center. Finishes with 4 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk. ERA jumps to 3.64. Remains winless against the Brewers as a Cardinal. He cannot figure out Milwaukee. At least he admitted, he's like, look, nothing was good. He didn't do the Miles Michaelis thing where he's, it's baseball. He's just nothing good, he said.
This is true. I mean, we're going to get into, I know I'm going to get into Sonny Gray and his foibles, especially on the road, much more later in the program. But the bottom line is that you had a guy making his first major league start. You didn't know what you were going to get from him, even if you were extremely optimistic. If you were Pat Murphy there in Milwaukee to open the series, a surging Brewers team, you have your ace, your swing and miss guy on the mound. And yet again, against Milwaukee, against a divisional foe, and this has been par for the course over the last 2 seasons, he comes up short. I don't want to hear about the one solitary inning in isolation. I don't want to hear about that because the results simply haven't been there against the key common opponents ever since he signed late in 2023. But we'll get into that down the line.
All right, there you go. There's a deep tease from Bradford Bruns, who is filling in for Andrew Marsh. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Jamie and I should start looking for deals on Just for Men.
Yep.
We'll tell you why next on 101 ESPN.
Not just at the top of their game, they're on top of your game. Their game, every game. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Clock pulls it. Cross-eyed pass. Right side of the score! Leadoff try shuttle! In overtime, the Edmonton Oilers tie the series 2 games apiece.
One of the saddest endings you'll see to a Stanley Cup final. Kenny Albert on the call, TNT. Jamie, I don't feel good right now about the fact that you and I will be supporting some Just for Men, Ryan Day style, here in a couple of weeks. Last night, absolutely devastating loss for the Florida Panthers, one in which they may not recover. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
Hey, you can't lose like that.
Can't lose like that. It's over.
Yep.
I don't even know why they're going to fly 8 hours today. Just give Edmonton that win and try to salvage Game 6 at home.
Try to regroup.
Yep.
In Sunrise. I agree with you. What went wrong for our Panthers last night besides, I don't know, everything from the second period on?
Yeah, it was weird. start the game off exactly the way you want to start it off. Get 3 goals in the first period. Now, you get some power play help there as well. Second period, though, just the way they were defending, the way they were playing, no poise with the puck. It was their turn to take a bunch of penalties as well. You knew that was coming. Mm-hmm. Referees were going to even that out. We know that.
No doubt.
NHL certainly wants Edmonton to win this one.
I think it's clear.
It's pretty darn clear. Wow. But, I think that Florida got off their game. They weren't checking the right way. A couple of bad changes, a couple of icings that they shouldn't have had, like just defensive lapses, stuff that hasn't been in their game, in their game at all, really, in the last 2 or 3 years of playoffs. And it reared its ugly head last night. And once that happens, once you lose a game like that where you're up 3, like losing 6-1, chalk it up. Okay.
Burn the film.
We sucked.
Move on.
On to the next one. You're up 3-0 and you give that game back. Like, if you're Paul Maurice and your leadership group, you're up 3-0. You have visions of being up 3-1 in the series, a stranglehold on it. And you give it back. Now the stranglehold's on you. Not only did you let a team come back and beat you that way, but you also had a backup goalie go in and stand on his frickin' head and also get the hockey gods to back him, too, with 2 posts and a crossbar and then an empty net that gets blocked by his defenseman.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, it really was, Carey. It's fantastic. So now the odds are really against you if you're the Panthers. I don't like their chances the rest of the series. I think Edmonton ends this in the next 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're being honest or not, but either way, I thought that Edmonton played their game from the second period on. They didn't panic, is what I saw. They were down 3-0, and you all were typing all kinds of things. Oh, it's over. Just for men is what Marshy said. But you all were like, yeah, it's over. Oilers, done. And I thought maybe you were...
You know for a fact we were not saying that.
And so...
We've got receipts.
The Oilers systematically just got back into them. They didn't panic. And bringing in Pickard, I think that kind of gave him a shot in the arm. He did play his butt off. He did have some help. That was seeing guys sell out, giving themselves up. Like that shot where you were talking about, I think it was Matthew Tkachuk, wide open net, and both of the Oilers players bring their knees pretty much together to block that shot. It was beautiful. It was a block shot. It was beautiful.
They scissored.
They did. Brought their knees right together to make sure the puck did not get in. But it was nice. It was good to watch. I thought that the Oilers, they just kept coming after. They didn't quit. I will say this. 3 of the games have been into overtime. Is that correct? The Oilers cannot win if they continue to go into overtime. That style. There's a guy named
Draisaitl who's got 4 overtime goals.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's
really good.
I think they're
the reason
they're just
why
fine
I
in
say
OT.
that, though, come overtime, it looks like they look like the more fatigued team than Florida, in my opinion. It looks like that style is just, for 60 minutes is more than enough. You add another 5, 10, 15 minutes, it looks like it is dragging and wearing them down. And I thought that the Oilers were going to give up a goal. The time of possession in their zone, it was too much. Panthers had plenty of opportunities, couldn't get, like you said, one hit off the crossbar. That was just beautiful. Pickard got
he had the angle,
a little bit of a glove on it, tipped it and hit the crossbar. But they cannot succeed, even with Leon Draisaitl. They cannot succeed in too many more overtimes. Just my opinion.
They won't have to worry about overtime. They've got this thing wrapped up.
Yeah, no question about it. Jamie, any concerns about Bob in net?
Yeah, a little bit. Looks like the Oilers have figured out some things.
Looks like they're going high.
Yep. Well, he's a little
Stick
guy.
side.
He's a little guy. He's like 5'11", I think, and he's given up the top of the net. He's down early. Don't know why. Especially on the Darnell Nurse goal. Absolutely no reason to even go down there. Darnell Nurse has got no play. So by going down, you give him an area. Otherwise, that shot goes off his chest. So a little bit concerning. But then, Bob pops back in the back end of the second and the third and overtime. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He made so many saves that were should have been over. Then a dribbler goes in because a Draisaitl one-hands it off of the inside of the knee of Kulikov, and then it finds its way in between the legs of Bobrovsky. So those are heartbreakers.
Yeah.
It's why you always put pucks to the net in overtime.
It feels like on either side, there's not really any adjustments to be made. It's just which team gets to their game quicker and which team can sustain longer with their game. Game 1, you had the Oilers jumping out, but then the Panthers from about the second period on in that game through game 2 played more, or game 3, they played more of their style, that physical, tough, grind down style. Whereas the Oilers, it almost being down 3-0, I feel like almost jump-started their offense in some ways. Whereas it was almost like, okay, we're down 3-0, we're facing 3-1 in the series. Let's just play our game. We're not going to chase like we did the previous game. We're not going to chase like we did 6-1 and start to play a game that's not us, because they're just going to pound us. So let's play fast. Let's whip the puck around and see what happens. And they were able to get back into it and win it.
Yeah, I think Florida made a big mistake, quite honestly, as a team. I do. They're up 3-0, and both teams have talked about getting away from the crap that they had in Game 3, where it just got out of hand. And everybody was hitting everybody, slashing, fighting, all that stuff. The Panthers were up 3-0, and to your point, I think the Oilers were just like, well, let's go out there and play. And the Panthers, it looked like their thought process was like, let's not change a thing. Don't give them a reason, Yeah. I would have been completely opposite.
Would you have gone more into
I would have drugged
kind
that
of
thing into a bar fight? Up 3-0, I would have started to just jab the goalie a little bit, hit a little bit late, because it's inspiration then for that team. Already down 3-0, it feels insurmountable. And so you get Wallman or one of these guys that loses their Corey Perry's going to lose his temper, try to get the guys going, Yep. Then you get them playing dumb hockey. They're getting away from speed and skill and plays and power plays. And all. Now they're trying to do the I'll punch you back in the face type thing. I would have told my team, let's make this a little muddy out there.
Yeah.
Like the game is too clean right now. I would like to see a little more of the rough stuff.
All right. Not that it matters, although it certainly matters to Marsh and CD with this series pretty much locked up for the Oilers, but they will play a Game 5 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in Edmonton. The series shifts back to Edmonton for, again, Game 5 between the Panthers and the Oilers. We're all tied up in the Stanley Cup final. And, boy, this one's seemingly almost better than last year's version. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the way. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Bradford's got some What's Trending news next.
The Redbird Report. Your front row seat to all things Cardinals. From the dugout to the diamond, BK and T-Bone go deep with the latest news, notes, and analysis. Watch the Redbird Report on YouTube or listen online at 101ESPN.com.
Let's get dirty over at Dirt Cheap. My friends over there have all sorts of great sales going on. Some of the things that you can find right now for the summer that you're going to love, and they've got a great price. Busch Light, who doesn't love that? Or the Natty Light. They've got 15 packs of those. 12 packs of Modelo, Corona. Those are always nice for the Taco Tuesday. Head over to any Dirt Cheap location, which, by the way, they've got some new ones. They got a new one in Fredericktown, Washington, Missouri, Hillsboro, and another new location coming soon to Wentzville. Grad parties, July 4th coming up, long weekends, whatever you're doing with yourself at the family, at home, at the lake, you can certainly visit Dirt Cheap and get all of your supplies there. How about a float trip? No better spot to visit than Dirt Cheap. Get all of your fun things there for your day. Don't forget that they've got curbside pickup and delivery, and some locations even have a drive-through, which is awesome. I love going to Dirt Cheap. Check it out all the time. About once a month, I roll in there, talk to my friends over at the Kisker location, get all of my stuff there at Dirt Cheap. So please remember, they are your one-stop party shop. And also remember to have fun, but be careful out there. Visit them at cheapcheapfunfun.com.
Start your day with the morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Round 2 looming for Redbirds and Brew Crew. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns. Your Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet plus Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Last night in Milwaukee, the visiting squad was tamed by a 23-year-old fireballer. Jacob Mizorowski twirled 5 no-hit innings as St. Louis ultimately lost its series opener 6-zip. Only 3 players managed singles this evening. Righties Eric Fetty and Freddie Peralta will lock horns. Currently, Pittsburgh and Chicago finding themselves scoreless. Frame number 5, Evening Hoops, meanwhile, on 101 ESPN features Thunder Pacers. Your Sports Center update was driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
We're right back to it. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
What's trending on a Friday in the Fast Lane 101 ESPN? I am Bradford Bruns, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis with you on this occasion. Guys, we have a developing story in the 305 where police, yes, are reportedly pursuing one Antonio Brown.
Fire up chips.
On a charge of, wait for it, attempted murder. You see, the former wide receiver, he was involved in this episode last month in a celebrity boxing event in the area in Miami. A shooting or multiple shootings, gunshots did ring out. It is the latest in a string of pretty horrific events surrounding Antonio Brown. But this one, obviously, you're talking about a different plane altogether.
Yeah, so I saw the original video of this a long time ago, and now it didn't have the shootings and things like that, but there were like 4 or 5 guys that had jumped Antonio Brown, and he was like fighting his way out of this like ruckus, and then just end up running off with like another of his buddies, I guess. But the headlines on it said Antonio Brown jumped at, celebrity boxing match or whatever. So I just thought, okay, because he writes a lot of stuff on social media, thought maybe somebody took exception to something he wrote or confronted him, and then it turns into a little fisticuff. Apparently, there was a lot more to it. If there's attempted murder charges, there's more than that. There's more than a couple of fists being thrown.
Yeah.
I am amazed by the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to manage Antonio Brown, because none of this happened in Pittsburgh. It was only after he got out of Pittsburgh.
Did you play with him? Was he there with you?
No, he got there the year after
Okay.
I left.
So 2018, he was sued for allegedly throwing furniture from a 14th floor balcony in Florida, nearly hitting a child. 2019, there was a sexual assault and misconduct allegation. 2020, battery and burglary charges. Civil suits and financial disputes as well. Some former trainers and others filed lawsuits against Antonio Brown for unpaid wages. Now you got this. I mean, it all followed immediately after his 2018 exit with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Everything just fell apart for him. And I think this goes to show you what sound leadership, and Carey, we're preaching to the choir because you were there. But this is what happens when you have an organization that really understands what it's like to care for a player and lead that player, and what happens when that structure, for some players, not for all, but for some players, what happens when you get outside of it, and then you got all these issues and it just unravels. And it really seems like nobody really wants to be associated with Antonio Brown now, because I think
pretty tough. He's kind of a liability overall.
Certainly, it's gotten to that point. It's a sad deal.
It is. I mean, I saw the video as well. It looked like after being attacked, he went to a vehicle and grabbed something. And if that's the case, then him being accused of attempted murder would probably be the charges that they would go after if he shot and did all those things. We don't know there. I guess it's just speculation, but it has spiraled for him in a really sad way. I know, it's some of the things he posts are funny, and then some of the things he posts you kind of cringe at. But watching him in real time and knowing people that know him personally on a personal level, just watching this young man. And he just watching him go in the direction that he's been going. He's not that much younger than me, but just watching him go in the direction that he's been going over the last, I guess, 8 to 10 years is very, very. It's sad to watch in real time, and I feel like it's one of those situations where people be laughing and joking, and then all of a sudden you hear something horrific has happened, and you're like, oh crap, didn't know it was that bad. Yeah. It feels like it is that bad for him. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully he gets the help that he requires and that he needs. Hopefully he understands that maybe he does need help. Sometimes you are enabled by the people that are around you, and they just want to keep the party going, and so they don't correct you, or there's no correction there, and you're just allowed to just continue to go down a path that will eventually lead you to destruction. And I feel like that's kind of the path that he has been set on for the last 5 or 6 years here.
Yeah, it's a classic situation of surrounding yourself with the wrong people. And, Carey, I'm sure you went through this, and I did too, is they're people, the good time crew is what I called them, is they're there for all the good times. And all that means is you're spending your money and they're living the life with you and profiting by not paying for dinners or drinks or going out or whatever you're doing. They're your buddies, your best friends. Got you, man. And then when the well kind of dries up, the FBI can't find these guys. Mm-hmm. Like, they're nowhere around to be, like, and certainly if you're going through a tough time, there's nowhere there, like, nobody there to help you. Yeah. So it's tough. It happens to all people in different walks of life. It doesn't just have to be professional athletes. It could be musicians, actors. It could be anybody who's just successful in their own right with business. You got these Klingons that just want to come and be your best friend during the good times. And then when things go south, they're like, I don't know that guy. Yeah. I wasn't really close to him anyways. Right.
Where a real friend would say, hey, man, what's going on? Yeah. Let's get you some help.
Stop spending all your money, you fool. Like, what are you doing here? Like, let's let you got some issues. Like, I'm watching your stuff on Twitter there, and it's like, what's going on, man?
Mm-hmm. Like, that's part of it. He might have people that have said it, but
he may not listen. Trust me.
Yeah, you might distance yourself from the people that actually care and want to be around the people that let you do the things that are questionable.
Oh, it happens all the time. It's a lot easier to just be around the people that'll let you do all the crazy stuff that you want to do than to stick around the friends that are calling you out and trying to help you out. Mm-hmm. It's tough, man.
To the field yesterday, guys, in the midst of 4 downs. We talked about Devontae Adams, among others, loving L.A. Well, today, it's confirmed that Matthew Stafford will be getting a reinforcement of some kind along the O-line. The veteran DJ Humphries, 31 years old. He inks a 1-year deal. Kansas City, of course, had signed him in 2024, but once the postseason rolled around, Joe Thuney actually took over at left tackle. CD, does this move the needle at all for you?
I think, anytime you can get help, up front is going to always be beneficial for you. I don't know that it moves the needle for me. I got to see what he looks like, what he's capable of doing in that offense. I think Sean McVay is going to figure some things out. You got all those weapons. You got guys that Kyron Williams has had a really good couple of years there. You add Devontae Williams. You got Puka there. You let Cooper Kupp go. You know that this team is still going to be offensively going to be really good. So I think it does help, but I think they'll figure out how to manage it. I don't know what DJ Humphries is going to provide. We'll see.
If he stays healthy, he's a really good run blocker. He's a massive liability as a pass protector, though. So, and as we know, the Rams more balanced now than they ever have been with Kyron Williams, local product. But if we know they still like to put the ball in the air plenty. So if they're hoping he's going to be their left tackle, that could be problematic.
And quick one on the way out from the WNBA. Given the setting, Caitlin Clark, who's missed most of this regular season due to lower body issues, she's set to return tomorrow in a game versus the Liberty. So I'm curious as to you guys here in the room with the Pacers tonight as well, trying to jump into a 3-1 series edge in the finals against Oklahoma City. Clark owns that town. She owns Gainbridge. If Indiana ultimately busts through, though, how close can a Halliburton get to maybe snaring some of that number one basketball star status in Indiana? Or is this just a foregone conclusion for a decade?
Well, I don't know. I think you win a championship, an NBA championship,
Yeah, right?
that carries a lot of weight. Will he be more beloved than Caitlin Clark? I think probably, yeah. I mean, Caitlin Clark has been a phenom. What she's done in college at Iowa and what she's done since she's got to Indiana has really transformed the entire WNBA. She has forced certain arenas to go to bigger arenas because they need to sell more tickets for people to show up. It has been outstanding. But she's going to have to win a championship at some point. Like the beginning phases is all, oh, that's cute, that's nice, that's awesome, that's wonderful. Now win. And so you can do all of that, but if you're not winning a championship, then all of the other stuff goes away. So if she wins a championship, I think in that city, yes. But Tyrese Halliburton wins a championship this year, he'll never pay for another meal the rest of his life in Indiana.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if they win a championship, they win an NBA Finals, that's a wrap on that. Caitlin Clark may be fascinating. She might be more popular right now, but when it comes to that city, I mean, think about any championship, whether it's the Cardinals in 06 or 11, or if you're, happen to be a Cardinals fan in the 80s, look, those championship teams are you always remember where you were when they won. You remember the characters along the way. Obviously, the Blues in 2019. You win a championship that never goes away for a city.
Is he your MVP today? If the series ended today over Siakam, does that matter at all?
I think it's close. I think it's close, but for me, it's still Halliburton.
Same.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What about you, Carey? Same?
Yes.
Speaking of Bradford, he said he laid out a kind of a deep tease for us in that first segment. He's got issues with Sonny Gray. He's going to air him out next on 101 ESPN.
The NBA Finals are on ESPN tonight. Thunder and Pacers. Pregame at 6:30. Tip-off at 7:30. Your home for the NBA is 101 ESPN. You've come to the right place. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Definitely had it going. It was getting ahead of just about everybody. Got the majority of their guys to 2 strikes pretty quickly as well. And the first 4 looked really good and then ran into trouble. They took some really good swings. Their approach was really good, and they were able to string it together. So, and then the homer kind of topped it off. But, no, I felt like he was rolling pretty good. We needed him to continue to go and allowed him to kind of get out of the jam. But, unfortunately, they continue to take some really good swings.
That was Ollie Marmol, manager, your St. Louis Cardinals, following the game last night in which Sonny Gray, the wheels really fell off in the 5th inning, but he didn't have his best stuff. Now, our guy Bradford Bruns, who's in for Andrew Marsh, he's been like, you've been ready to go since early this morning to talk about Sonny Gray and some things that have bothered you about Sonny Gray's performances since he arrived here in St. Louis.
Yeah, I think it's important not to just view this one outing in Milwaukee, series opener, an important one at that, or not, because this isn't just an isolated circumstance here, guys. Now, I'm not taking anything away from what he has been able to do specifically at Busch Stadium ever since he signed with this franchise in late 2023. We know what the numbers are. We know they've been tremendous this season. We know that the body of work demonstrates. He's 14-6 overall at Busch, and he has held opposing hitters to a sub-230 batting average. But when I'm thinking about the way that he has been positioned, both inside of the clubhouse, by management, by a number of different individuals just surrounding the ballpark. And the narrative has seemed to be from the very beginning here, if you're not getting a true, genuine number 1 ace, you're getting the next best thing, right? You're getting a high-end 2. You're getting somebody who is supposed to help you advance toward the postseason. And then when that moment does arrive, you held on to him. He wanted to be a part of this process because you think even at the age of 35, he can compete in a short series, a best of 5, a best of 7. But those guys within this very division in the NL Central, and this is where I have the biggest drawback, quite honestly, these are individuals who go on the road and don't have that one big blow-up inning basically every month or so. You said it a few minutes ago, Stoltz. On the road against Milwaukee, period, in the last couple of seasons, he's winless. He's been flat-out bad. Now, he hasn't yet faced a Chicago this season. He hasn't yet faced anyone outside of Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. But the results are middling at best. And when this is your number 1 option, I'm just going to say, quite frankly, there are at least 5 other pitchers in this division. And we always talk about, okay, giving yourselves a chance in the division that you would have to put on a pedestal above a Sonny Gray. Now, I fully understand. This person's weighing in as well. I mean, you're passionate about the topic, no doubt about it. But when you think of the Gauntlet, the Gauntlet
at 4
of top tier, yes, absolutely, pitchers in this division, you think about Paul Skeens. You think about, when healthy, a Hunter Green. Heck, you think about tonight's starter, Freddie Peralta, I would dare say. And even on the Cub side, Justin Steele, before he blew out his elbow. Imanaga. All of these guys have been demonstrably better in stretches, and they've done it on the road as well, to the point where you're not worried about stretching into the 5th, into the 6th inning before that blow-up occurs. I just don't get this narrative that is still being put out there consistently about this individual. He's been very good during stretches. He's been great over the last few weeks. He's had one of his best stretches as a Cardinal, and yet to call him a stopper consistently, I think that is grossly inaccurate, because a stopper goes out on the road and gets the job done, whether it's an opportune time or not.
So you, if I understand it correctly, you have a bigger issue, maybe not with necessarily the numbers, but with the almost the label.
Yeah, the portrayal.
The label of Sonny Gray being the guy in key moments, because he hasn't been.
If we want to dive into some of the numbers quickly. He's had 16 home starts, ERA of 2.79. 12 away starts, ERA of 5.20. So away from Busch Stadium, he's not great.
Well, just pitch him at home then.
Carey, that's not an option.
That's been the case for most of 2025.
I
Last
like
time was
your
his
thought.
5th start away from Busch. That's it.
Why can't we do that?
Well, you could.
The numbers bear it out. You
There's
bat
no
lefties,
rule, Anthony, that says you can't.
You don't
do
bat
that.
lefties versus lefties in this lineup.
Yeah.
You can just pitch at home. You'll be well rested for the next home trip.
Roger Clemens did that with Houston.
He did.
Way back when.
Now, I wouldn't say Sonny Gray is Roger Clemens.
Why
You
not?
wouldn't?
No, not even close,
Okay.
actually.
All right. Fair enough.
Depends on who you ask.
True.
Probably everybody. Yeah.
Pretty much everyone except maybe Sonny Gray. Even he would probably say it.
I think, Bradford, your criticisms are fair, and I also think it goes to the bigger point that the Cardinals really do need to revamp the starting rotation. Mm-hmm. Sonny Gray is, and I don't think we had gotten in this debate. Remember, I said Sonny Gray is not an ace; he's your ace. And people are like, well, how many aces are there in Major League Baseball? And I'm like, fair, because there's not a ton of aces. But is he even a number one, or is he number two?
He pitched like number 2 last night.
That needs to be a number one.
Oh, not that. Not
your starting rotation.
That's not what he meant by number
No, he
2.
picked like a number 2.
That's not what you meant, and that's not what he meant.
What are you talking about?
It's okay. He's what you have. So
Right.
the notion that was it I can't remember who said it. Larry Bird's not walking through that door. Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. What basketball? It was I can't remember what basketball coach that was. When it was Rick Pitino when he coached the Celtics. He was talking about the current team that he had, and he was saying, "Hey, these people ain't walking through. Bob Gibson ain't walking through the door, and if he did."
That'd be awesome, though.
That would certainly. I'd have questions, but
Yeah,
it'd be
right.
awesome.
Questions, but I'd still be pretty awesome.
So this is what you have. And if he's unable to perform on the road, you got to figure that out. I don't know if it's things change, whether who knows? I don't know. Pitchers are kind of finicky. They're kind of awkward. But
Yeah.
you have to figure it out because there is nobody else. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to your rescue. This is what you have, and you have to perform. And if you don't perform well, you're not going to have much success.
We also need to get real here. Like this season has been a pleasant surprise. That we didn't expect the Cardinals to be in contention, right? They need to upgrade their starting rotation.
Period.
They need to develop what we saw last night out of Milwaukee with Mizorowski. They need top flight pitching from their starting rotation that's cost controlled, because you start to throw a whole bunch of money at the situation and you may get damaged goods. You need to completely revamp the starting rotation from the minor leagues. Yes, Carey.
How do you do that?
You need to draft and develop. You need to draft these guys. You need to develop them.
Can you trade
And
for that?
You could.
What's the quickest way? Because if you're talking
Quickest way
about
to get
drafting,
young starting pitching?
if you're talking about drafting, are those players generally like top 5, top 10 picks that you're
Not
referring
necessarily.
to?
No,
You
not
can find them
necessarily.
at any place.
Where did Milwaukee find the
Mizorowski?
Miz? I think he was the 68th overall pick.
Yeah.
Was he throwing gas like that when he was
I'm sure he was throwing gas, yeah. But he was also probably, I mean, look, you can, Carey, you know this. Look at the way the NFL treats certain guys. They're like, you're not 6'4". You can't be a quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
there are certain things. I'm sure that the profile was maybe can't locate or he's raw or whatever, and he wound up falling. I don't know what the criticisms were of Mizorowski, but the bottom line is Milwaukee drafted him, and clearly they have something in this kid. They've developed him already into being somebody that could be earmarked as the future ace. But you got to find those guys in the draft.
Yeah, and there are still so many different questions, obviously, to be answered about what his
Right,
long-term
yeah.
trajectory is going to
Talking
be.
about one start.
Yeah, here's what we know right now in the case of a Sonny Gray. I already mentioned the fact that your linchpin for the rotation, your ace, the one who's going to be in place, it would seem, for the foreseeable future. He's 35, and last season, the biggest quandary, the biggest problem that we had was what? The gopher
Home
ball
runs.
leaving the yard. And yet that was countered. It was balanced somewhat by the fact that he
Strikeouts.
achieved, a career high number there. The swing and miss, it's not down by a ton this year. It is down, and the home runs have still followed in the same vein. This isn't something that is just relegated to the road. This has been a consistent issue ever since he put on the birds on the bat. That's not changing anytime soon. So even prior to last night, to hear all of the different descriptions about a would-be, all-star representative in this regard or that, one, aces or strong number twos are able to, even in this day and age, get you into the 6th and 7th inning consistently. They're not having that blow-up inning, and they certainly aren't projected to give up 20-plus home runs yet again.
It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. By the way, Sonny Gray is far from your biggest problem, obviously. It's just if you're looking at some of this stuff, he can't be your number one when you are a serious contender, which is it's fair. It's completely fair. But he has had an excellent season. Rough start last night. And some of the things that Bradford brought up, they're not going away, including his issues on the road. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. There is something that Jamie and I feel pretty strongly about in terms of not working, and it's something to do with the NFL and a certain player. I want to know what Carey's thoughts are, though. That's next on 101 ESPN.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Krugman Law Firm. You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
They clinched first place in their division years ago. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
When you actually sit down with him and kind of get a feeling, well, he likes to walk through more than sit in a meeting room setting, so let's do more walkthroughs. And we really kind of, every day he was on offense, he also met with the defensive staff in the afternoons and vice versa. And so typically throughout this offseason, he was on one side of ball in practice, and he didn't flip-flop. Today he did, and he played both sides of the ball in practice today, and that will have to continue on throughout training camp, where he's playing on both sides of the ball and getting that mental and physical endurance throughout the training camp. because that's what he's going to have to do in game.
That was Liam Duval Cohen, head coach of your Jacksonville Jaguars. He's talking about Travis Hunter. And the Jaguars paid a hefty price to move up to select Travis Hunter. And there wasn't a lot of criticism for the Jaguars because everybody loves Travis Hunter. They love the fact that he had such a decorated collegiate career that actually started with him being a number one overall recruit, I believe, to Florida State, if I remember correctly. Goes to Jackson State with Deion.
With Deion, yeah.
Then transfers along with Deion and his staff and Shadur to Colorado, and winds up having, again, a decorated, very impressive career at Colorado. Played both sides, cornerback and wide receiver. And what Cohen was breaking down there, and that audio courtesy of the Pat McAfee show on ESPN, he was talking about what it's been like for Travis Hunter in minicamp thus far. Jamie and Carey, we'd love to know what you think. Jamie and I are, I think, on the same page here. I don't see how this works with him playing both sides of the ball unless it's a very specific package of plays that Travis Hunter has to learn as a wide receiver. So in other words, he's a starting cornerback, and then packaged into their playbook, he sees some time at receiver. I see that working. I can't imagine, that's your phone, Bradford. I can't imagine that he plays both sides at an almost full-time basis, on a full-time basis.
Yeah, that's down the road. For me, initially, when I hear this, like, for a rookie to have this first NFL training camp as it is, I mean, that's got to be eye-opening, for sure. Let alone having to go through the training camp now where he's playing on both sides of the ball, where he's in both meetings and he's in both the drills for the defensive backs, drills for wide receivers, like all of that. Would that be overwhelming, Carey?
It can be. I think, the overwhelming part is just understanding the nuances of the offense or the defense, making sure you know where to be, what route you're running on offense, what coverage you're in on defense, where to align, where to line up on offense and where to line on defense. Like, those are the things that are the hardest part. I think when it comes just down to football, it's football. I don't think the talent is he's extremely talented. So I don't worry about that aspect of it. But for me, again, it's just knowing what to do, where to line up, what play is being called, what route you're running, what coverage. That's a lot of things to learn. And some rookies, it takes a while just to learn one side of the ball, right? Understanding splits and this and all of the things that go into who I'm blocking on run plays. There are a lot of details involved, and then have to do it on the other side. There are a lot of details that go into that as well. So if he can understand that, then I think he's fine. I do agree that you may see certain packages. He might be a starter on defense, and then, okay, this is the game plan for this week. These are the 15 plays that you are in, or these are the 15 plays where we have you slotted to do something, and then we'll throw you in on an extra 10 plays where it's a run play. So we don't just give a telltale sign. So that's 25 plays that you have to know, that you have to be prepared for. And that doesn't mean you're only going to play 25 plays. You could play 40 plays. We might run 2 of those plays, 3 or 4 of those plays 2 or 3 times. So there is an opportunity for you to get 40 plays, 50 plays on offense, 80 to 90 plays on defense, and you're up to 130, 140 plays a game. It's about the stamina, if you're capable of doing it. But the main part for me is whether or not he can understand the mental part of it as opposed to the physical part.
Yeah, but what about the physical part for a second, okay? Because I know the players in college are big, strong players as well. But there's something different about a 28-year-old man or 30-year-old man who's playing outside linebacker or, on the offensive side of it, a running back or something, or a receiver that's got man strength. How much does that play into it? Like, I look at Travis Hunter, I look at his build. He's not the biggest guy. Doesn't have to necessarily be, but if he's going to play on both sides of the ball, like there's going to be a certain physical requirement.
So I don't feel like the positions that he plays, cornerback and receiver, if this was the 90s and he had to play receiver and they could hit you and knock your head off, it'd be a little different. Like, the most taxing part for me is going to be on the defensive side, where offensively we're taught don't block corners. Like, we let the running backs handle the corner because they don't tackle well. So he's going to have to tackle running backs over and over again. And that's going to be the most taxing part. But as long as you're able to get a guy on the ground, it's not like you're always going to be a solo tackler. Like, I don't think it's going to be as physical. Now, the wear and tear in terms of the running part of it, yeah, that can be a lot.
But the plays are going to be even that much faster than college.
But if he's in great shape, which he has shown and proven that he's always been in great shape, takes care of his body, and is able to sustain and not be fatigued, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. I think, like I said, you're looking at a guy that's going to play upwards to maybe 120, 130 plays a game. If he's playing all the plays on defense and spot plays here on offense, at cornerback and receiver, I don't think that that's going to be the end of the world. I've played games where I played 100 plays at fullback, and I can tell you what, Jamie, I didn't want to wake up the next day. So it's just a difference. Legs will be tired. You take care of that, but I don't think the body is going to be beat up as much as it would be if he was Chuck Bednarik playing center and linebacker for the in the 60s, and like that's just it's a different mindset. So yeah.
Does this have the potential to blow up? Like, if he doesn't excel at one position or the other, and they keep and Jacksonville they've bought into this, like playing on both sides of the ball. I'm sure they're promoting it, and this guy here. Like, what if he's unable to excel at either position? What if he's mid at both?
Then you take one of them off of him.
But what if he's just mid at that still?
He won't be. He's a top 5 draft. Like he's one of the best athletes that have been selected in the last few years. He's going to be fine at one or the other.
Okay.
If he's struggling at one and you're saying, it's no point in, then you take that off of his plate and you say, we're going to solely focus on you playing cornerback. Because I think corner is his better position. Like the receiver part, he's extremely athletic. I think the routes can still be cleaned up, breaking in and out of routes. He has good speed, but getting in and out of routes is the most important thing as a receiver. But defensively, his technique, his ability to break on passes, and his ball skills are what makes him, I think, elite at the cornerback position, because a lot of corners are unable to catch the football, which is why people would say, just put him on defense. Okay, cool. We'll break up the pass rather than intercepting it. Travis is a guy that will go get the ball and make a play on it once he gets that opportunity.
I think he'll be a number one corner. I think he'll be a gadget guy in offense. And you better manage the time, because he's going to play more games at the NFL level this rookie year than obviously he played at Colorado. Yeah. So that's going to be a huge difference. Hell of an athlete, really good football player. I think, again, number one corner, gadget player on offense, and they've got kind of a fun toy, but they invested a lot in him to trade up, to go get him. So in some respects, he better pan out given the investment. Doesn't have to be a two-way star, but I think you do. If you're gonna get him, you're not just going up to get a corner. You're going up to get a corner and.
Yeah. So
you better have some packages that feature Travis Hunter. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do have your chance, if you head to 101ESPN.com, to get a couple of backstage passes to go see Adam Wainwright. Again, meet Adam Wainwright at this year's Big League Bash. It's at the Factory on July 27th. You can win 2 tickets to the Big League Bash featuring Adam Wainwright in concert, along with appearances from Cardinals players and Fred Bird and more, all to support Big League Impact. Plus, our winner and guest will receive 2 passes to meet Waino prior to the show. Tickets for the Big League Bash, supported by Community American Credit Union, are on sale now. Find all the details and that chance to win free tickets for the Big League Bash and meet and greet passes to meet Adam Wainwright right now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. Is Indiana's old guard making the biggest difference in the NBA Finals? We'll dive in that next on 101 ESPN.
We want to hear from you. Use the Scott Lee Mic Drop feature on the 101 mobile app. Give us your opinion on anything St. Louis sports with a mic drop.
Brought to you by the Scott Lee Heating Company.
just at the top of their game, they're on top of your game. Their game, every game. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Fans was amazing today. They were loud. We heard them, and they brought us energy. But this game is over with.
Yeah. The crowd was in there today. They were loud. We needed them. We're gonna need the same energy for Friday.
That was Pacers forward Obi Toppin. News 8 in Indy. The audio is courtesy of News 8 in Indy. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Bradford Bruns, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. So tonight, Oklahoma City looks to avoid a 3-1 deficit in the series. They have to do a much better job on Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner. But Indiana's big three is currently lapping SGA, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams collectively.
It's a good roster addition.
Yeah, we're going to keep the feet moving on that one. How about Jamie, you have any thoughts?
No, it's a hell of a player.
Clint?
Chet. I said something else, Gary.
Oh, did you?
I certainly did.
You said Clint.
No.
Oh, okay.
Imagine if you put Clint and Chet together.
Minus the end.
I fast-laned up, and it was definitely my fault.
Hey, but the best part is you're paying a lot of attention to that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the players on both teams.
100%.
Yep. The youngest championship team of the 21st century was the 2015 Warriors, who were 26.3 years old, almost 2 full years older than the current OKC group. Do we underestimate the value of Indy's addition when it comes to experience and maturity?
Yeah, I think Indiana has. Well, Pascal Siakam is a guy that has won a championship. He knows what the requirements are. And if you saw that game, they went to Pascal like the first 3 possessions. I remember Marshy had Pascal as his bet the board 1 point in the first 3 minutes. He had 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went to him back to back to back the first 3 possessions, and he scored. And that's kind of what they felt like they needed to do to kind of get their game going in the right direction. Get after him down in the paint and really put it on Pascal, a guy that has, as I said, has done it before. And then you get Tyrese kind of figuring out. And then Benedict Mathurin, just off of the bench. I can't figure him out because some games he'll go for 27, and then some games he might have 3 or 5.
Right.
Like you don't know what you're going to get from him, but if you can get that point production off of your bench the way that the Pacers did in game 3, you're probably going to have success, and that's what they were able to do.
I think it's pretty convenient to look at the big 3 for each of these teams. For Indy, you're talking about Halliburton, obviously Turner, as well as Siakam, and to compare that with what you're getting from OKC's big 3 in SGA, Chet Holmgren, as well as Jalen Williams. Now, granted, for the better part of this series, Holmgren and Williams haven't exactly been the best versions of themselves, while Indiana has starred in that regard. And there is an experience difference when you're talking about just those 3 apiece. 85 more games have been logged in the playoffs, the battles, the physicality, the experience that has been gained by Turner, Halliburton, as well as Siakam. Don't forget Siakam making that deep run several seasons ago, won a title in Toronto, and I don't think it's necessarily a referendum either on OKC, but rather the way in which Indiana, Carey, is constructed. We talked about Carlisle being able to adapt his coaching style, but fitting into the different rhythms and the flows of these respective games. There's something to be said for what you were able to gain last year specifically against Boston. Yes, you were blown out of your own building, but you went toe-to-toe in the Eastern Conference Finals. You got that far. This team is essentially the same group that went there, lost. You were on the precipice of getting to the finals. You were left with that feeling in your own building, and now you've been able to channel that, whereas OKC, when you're talking about pure age as well as experience level, just isn't there yet.
Yeah, and again, you talk about the experience. Rick Carlisle, another one that has championship pedigree. The adjustments that he's made. Now we'll see. Jamie, you talk about this in Oilers and the Panthers series. It's about adjustments. Game 3, the Panthers took it to the Oilers, and now they had to come back and adjust and figure out a way to play their game. SGA was really bottled up in Game 3 versus the Pacers. So now, what adjustments do they make? What adjustments is the Pacers is the OKC Thunder going to make to be able to free up SGA to allow him to get some points? They got to get more points off of the bench as well, or they got to stop the Pacers from getting points off the bench. I think it was 45-18 in terms of bench points, Pacers to the Thunder. So you got to fix that as well. But what adjustments are going to be made to allow SGA to get freed up to score, to get to the free throw line? He's got to be more of attacking. There were some fouls that I'm sure he felt should have been called. There were not. The rest were letting him play, so he's got to be more aggressive in this game to get to the free throw line, to slow the game down for himself, and see how they can figure out a way to shift the momentum back to OKC.
You know, regardless of how this NBA Finals plays out, guys, like if Oklahoma City comes back and they are the overwhelming favorites, so if they wind up winning the series, it's not going to be a shock. But I'm really impressed with the way Indiana has built its roster, because they've kind of gone against conventional wisdom in the NBA Finals, right? Or championship teams. A lot of teams say you have to have at least one superstar, if not two. You have to have, if you don't have two superstars, you better have one superstar and a second all-NBA caliber player, and then you better have dependable supporting cast with guys that can be clutch. But the Pacers formula has been really depth across the entire rotation, versatility on both ends of the court, shooting at every single position, players who are useful in all certain playoff situations. Like, this has been the epitome of a team that is built on depth, even when it comes to their starters. It's like, hey, we're going to go not necessarily quantity over quality, but with the way that they constantly use their rotation, I don't think we've seen this in quite a while.
It's really attacking through pure strength and numbers. And also at the same time, I do think it's fascinating because you're seeing this team, as you said, Staltz, basically going against the grain, playing quality defense, especially in the backcourt. But this is also a team really making waves without having a premier rebounder, I would say. Carey, you think about the way in which I'd say over the last couple of years, Miles Turner has transformed his game. Now, he's a great presence as far as being a rim protector. He'll block the shots, but it's not as if he's going out there getting you 8, 10, 12 rebounds per game. He'll meet you now. He'll draw you outside of the arc, and I think that's also that threat has made Oklahoma City at least somewhat uncomfortable, even though you do have the length and the ability to adjust accordingly. But being able to do so without relying on just one guy for prolonged stretches, you have seen that with Halliburton. I still think, even though obviously his profile has been elevated as this series, as this postseason has progressed, having somebody like that who's not reliant on just one scoring facet of the game, it opens everything up for this team, because even if he is the guy in clutch time, you can have different guys taking turns, taking those responsibilities, as we saw from Siakam just a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, I think just based off of what I saw, again, Rick Carlisle, tip of the cap to him, because he's picking up SGA full court. He's forcing them to play, extended time on the defensive end, going after him, and then they are up in him on the defensive side when he's bringing the ball up the court. They might the OKC Thunder, they're how they combat that, they might get him off the ball. They might let someone else bring the ball up the court so he's not as gassed as the game goes along, and then get it to him in the half court. So that would be a way that I would suggest that they get to it tonight. But OKC is the better team. And that's just my opinion. I know the Pacers played well in Game 3, but for me, OKC is a better team, and I think you're going to see that again tonight. They find a way. They've gone through it. They have, and I know the Pacers did it last year, but I think OKC is going to find a way to win tonight, even the series up and then take it back to OKC, win that one, and they probably figure out a way to finish it out.
So you and Jackson Burkett, the producer for TMA, I saw him in the break room today, and we recorded the spread zone on the NBA Finals before it started, and I said the same thing in that podcast as I did on these airwaves, that I feel like everybody's just kind of overlooking Indiana, and he has been steadfast, just like you have, that the series is over. Yeah. You guys are like Thunder in 3, that type of stuff. I don't think that this is let me ask you this. Do you think that Indiana is still kind of like the plucky underdog, or do you have more respect for them watching this series and thinking like, no, this is more of a powerhouse than I thought?
No, I don't think they're a powerhouse. I have respect for them because I think the adjustments that they've made have benefited them, and they were able, again, the same way that they took out Jalen Brunson in New York is the kind of the same way that they're trying to attack SGA, picking him up full court, making him gassed, forcing him to be tired, not getting to the free throw line, and that has assisted the Pacers as well. I think you're going to see a more aggressive SGA. I thought the first few minutes of that game, last game, he wasn't very aggressive. The first quarter, first half, he wasn't aggressive enough. I think he's going to be much more aggressive to start the game out, getting the Pacers in foul trouble, which is going to get him to the line, which is going to allow him to rest and breathe and slow the game down for him. And I just think that they are the better team. I think they have the bigs that can manage Pascal Siakam. You talked about Miles Turner. He didn't do much in game 3. Like, I think they have the bigs to be able to combat with that part of it, get the rebounds, and get after it. And I just think that they are the better team. The Pacers are a more gritty team. The Pacers are playing to the best of their capability. That is the best game that they can play. I don't think that they're capable of doing that night in and night out against this OKC Thunder.
We'll find out. Game 4 tonight between the Thunder and the Pacers. They're back in Indiana at Gainbridge. It'll be 8:30 Eastern, so 7:30 local time. And we'll carry that game right here on 101 ESPN. Again, Thunder and Pacers. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals and Brewers series continues tonight. We've got a lineup, which means we'll play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN has your chance to meet Adam Wainwright at this year's Big League Bash at the Factory July 27th. Our winner will receive 2 tickets to the Big League Bash, featuring Adam Wainwright in concert, along with appearances from Cardinals players and Fred Bird, a silent auction, and more. All to support Big League Impact. Plus, our winner and guest will receive 2 passes to meet Waino prior to the show. Tickets to the Big League Bash, supported by Community America Credit Union, are on sale now. Find all the details and that chance to win free Big League Bash tickets and meet and greet passes to meet Adam Wainwright right now at 101ESPN.com and on your 101 mobile app.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and when it comes to your home, you want something that lasts. You don't need fancy gimmicks, just solid work that'll stand the test of time. And at Window Nation, they have been St. Louis's trusted window pros for years, providing reliable, durable windows that are built to keep your home secure year-round. And right now, you can buy 4 windows, get 4 free, and get a free entry door and a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets when you buy a house full of windows. You can get 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. You'll pay nothing until 2027. All you need to do is reach out to them today, 866-90-NATION, or go online at windownation.com. Your new windows can be installed in 1 day or less. They have a 96% customer satisfaction rating and over 45,000 5-star reviews, 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And if you don't want to pay the expensive prices from other window companies that are not as good, schedule a fast, free in-home estimate right now with the pros at Window Nation. Hurry, the sale ends June 30th. Again, that's buy 4 windows, get 4 free, a pair of Cardinal tickets and a free entry door when you buy a house of windows. 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 full years. Call them today, 866-90-NATION, or visit them online at windownation.com.
NBA Finals are on ESPN tonight. Thunder and Pacers. Pregame at 6:30. Tip-off at 7:30. Your home for the NBA is 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN. Sports Center.
Redbirds reload for round 2 in Milwaukee. I'm Bradford Bruns. Your Sports Center update is powered by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Fresh off a 6-0 loss to Jacob Mizorowski and company, St. Louis takes another shot at those second-place Brewers tonight. First pitch from American Family Field will unfold right after 7 o'clock. Freddie Peralta dueling Eric Fetty. Right now, Cubs-Pirates remain scoreless, entering inning number 8. U.S. Open-wise, Thurston Lawrence leads the way. Scotty Scheffler, he's 4 over par. Evening Hoops, meanwhile, Pitt's host Indiana against Oklahoma City. That's Game 4, NBA Finals style, on 101 ESPN following instant replay. The Sports Center update was presented by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
We're right back to it. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
We have a lineup for tonight's Cardinals and Brewers game, which means we get to play the lineup game here on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 7:10 first pitch tonight. Eric Fetty toes the rubber. He'll oppose Freddie Fastball Peralta, who's a right-hander. All right, let's get this thing going.
Are we still here?
What?
We're all here. Yeah.
No. I mean, with this person at the
New.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still here?
I think Ollie's just going to keep running it back.
I think he has to. That's just baseball.
It's just baseball. Sometimes you just get baseballed.
You can say it whenever you want, Carey.
You do this then. I don't want to.
All right, show us. Lars Nootbaar. All of a sudden, he became a superstar.
Superstar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
Do it to it, Lars.
Show us. Mason Wynn.
Duncan! Bring me that arm!
Oh, man, kid's got a cannon.
Donovan's still out.
Sure,
Yeah,
I think so.
He was playing catch
Haven't heard
yesterday, but yeah, I think he's still out.
Herrera.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show us Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
This is
your guy.
Big Willie. Show us. Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
My name is Willie, and all my fans, I'm screaming. You can defeat me, you're dreaming.
That's going to chafe my Willie.
Why? What is that from, Bradford?
Robin Hood Men in Tights, which
wow.
introduced us to Dave Chappelle.
Wow. Good pull on that. Holy smokes.
I'm old.
You're the youngest one in the room, too. What? What's the problem, Jamie?
Nothing.
Okay.
Alec Burleson.
Yeah.
All right, show us Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm a star.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
You got any biscuits for sale in there?
Show us Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
Just watch your 6, okay?
He's got to be
Nolan Gorman.
Nolan Gorman.
Yeah.
Show us. You looking at me?
Yeah, go
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's.
Dingers! Hang me a curve and I will hit. Dingers!
I've got my mojo back.
I like these add-ons here. All right, is this
I think it's
Pajes?
Pajes.
I think it's Pajes.
Pajes had another pass ball. I told you all. If your primary job is to catch the damn ball, you should do that. I don't know, Jamie. What do you think?
I don't know if we have an option.
You got 4 catchers. The hell do you mean? It's the one position you got plenty of damn
None of
options.
them are like Good, though.
Nah. Pozo is like Alejandro Kirk.
No, he really is.
He's not.
It's the ball hard.
He's more like Kai Tom.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. He used to play for the Pirates and picked him up a local softball game one time.
Pius.
Yeah.
You do it.
Show us Pedro Pajes.
Smithies, throw this at him.
You're out!
Maybe.
PD!
All right, so now do we think Victor Scott's going to play, or is he going to get a day off?
I think it's Siani.
Victor Scott still played following getting bonked on the head, though.
He did. But he also is key for struggling, and...
You dropped your glasses, too.
Yeah, I can't hear now.
He's struggling, and when was the last time he had a day off? Like,
he's a
for
young
a
man.
game?
He's youngry.
Youngry. Okay. Yeah. I think it's Siani.
I think it's Siani, too.
Have at it.
Show us Michael Siani.
See, with Michael, he had to win. That's what made him great. He did that little shrug, and I took that personally.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance.
Little B-hole says, listening live when Kai Tom up happened was the best moment of my life. So, CD, to set the stage here. The Cardinals were in Pittsburgh a couple of years ago, and they started early.
We were watching it.
We were watching the game, and somebody for the Cardinals in the first inning hit a fly ball that was a little short.
Oh, pretty routine.
Should have been routine. And Kai Tom comes running in from left field. And Jamie and I on air watching this both said, who the hell is that? He had like wristbands on. He was
the long hair, the eye black, the shades.
I think he had the eye black and the shades.
And he had the flippers. I think, too. Like,
Carey, he looked like a... So again, somebody that they had just said, you know what? Let's go find a local, softball field. Somebody that looks like he knows what he's doing, and we'll bring him to the Pirates.
Yeah, and they said we're going to give him absolutely every accessory that is made for baseball players.
Yes,
like I think he had the elbow thing, the shin guard, the little thumb ring, then the oven mitts were tucked in. He had everything.
Thumb rings?
Yeah, the little
batter.
The batter thumb.
Put it on his thumb.
Yeah, you put it on your thumb and it keeps it in place or something.
Yeah.
So the bat doesn't roll.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to roll around in there. You know, Carey?
Yeah.
I see.
Run it, Bradford. Please.
Instead of Kai Tom, it is Lars Nootbaar in left field and hitting leadoff again against the righty. Mason Wynn, your shortstop and two-hole hitter. Ivan Herrera is the designated hitter yet again, followed by Wilson Contreras at first base. Alec Burleson in right field, batting sixth and manning the hot corner at American Family Field. It's Nolan Arenado. Nolan Gorman at the Keystone, batting seventh. Pedro Pajes behind the plate and catching tonight's starter Eric Fetty. And then rounding out the order, back in center field for the first time in forever, none other than Michael Siani.
Back. They fair! They fair!
Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
Well, thanks to Jacob Mizorowski and Bradford Bruns, the Cardinals did not get any home runs last night.
Battery there.
Didn't score any runs, in fact. So
who's keeping count?
We are.
The league.
Because we're the league.
Is that how that
Us.
works?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
Cardinals in third now. In the division.
They're slipping.
I don't like it.
Fourth in the wild card, or fifth.
Okay. Home run derby time.
All right.
Carey.
Is it on me?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Being first is so hard sometimes,
Yeah, it's tough to have all the selections.
Right.
It is.
Anybody you want.
Give me
It's difficult.
You know what? Give me Nolan Arenado.
Oh boy. All right.
Jamie?
Give me Wilson Contreras.
Okay. I will take Ivan. Give me Ivan Herrera. Did Marsh text on you guys?
He told me he wanted Victor Scott off of the bench.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
He did he?
He did.
And Bradford? Consolation prize?
This would be a true consolation prize indeed. This one, it's almost too deep of a pull, but at the same time, I have to take this shot.
Is that possible?
Did you guys know? It is. It is. Just a pair of at-bats for one. Pedro Pajes in his career versus Freddie Peralta. Well, guess what? He's gone yard on both of those occasions. Give me a third time. That would be the charm tonight in Milwaukee.
Wow.
Pedro, vote for him.
All right, there you go.
Good research there, Bradford.
Nice job there, Bradford. All right, that's your lineup game and your home run derby here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Connor Hellebuck is your first goalie to win the NHL's Hart Trophy since Carey Price in 2015. Wow. Had the Hart-Venza combo. Jamie's going to share his thoughts on it next on 101 ESPN.
Give us your opinion on the Air Comfort Service heating, cooling, and insulation text line at 314-399-9646 on 101 ESPN. You've come to the right place. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns in for our guy Andrew Marsh. It's almost comical, but Connor Hellebuck captured the Hart and Vezina combo. He is your first goalie to win the NHL's Hart Trophy since Carey Price in 2015. Jamie, your thoughts on Connor Hellebuck winning such a prestigious award?
Yeah, it's
Awards.
weird, isn't it? I mean, knowing what we know now, to look back, like it's almost, I don't want to say embarrassing, because he had a hell of a year. I don't want to, I certainly don't want to insult the player for having a really good year, being on a really good team, but, you know, you're the Hart Trophy, Vezina Trophy winning goaltender. You probably should have been an absolute stud in the playoffs, and you weren't.
No.
You weren't. In fact, it was the ride was very bumpy for Connor Hellebuck, to say the least. But when you look at his season stats, I mean, it's unbelievable how good he played for this team. I mean, one, they finished first in the NHL when it comes to points and their team standings. And you look at Connor Hellebuck. We look at here. I'm going to pull up his regular season. Sorry about this. It's toggling a little bit here.
Oh, no.
There we go. 47 wins, only 12 losses, a .925 save percentage. I mean, it's a fantastic season for him. 2.01 goals against. But here's what I wish that the writers would look at too. So those numbers are pretty good numbers, right?
Yes.
I'm going to read you off numbers from another goaltender. Goals against of 2.3, a .914 save percentage.
Okay.
So, who do you think that goalie is? Just those things. So, Connor Hellebuck goals against 2.01. This goalie, 2.3. Connor Hellebuck, a .925 save percentage. This other goalie, .914.
Jordan Binnington.
No.
Mr. Ottinger?
Nope.
Bob
Bobrovsky? Nope.
Stuart Skinner.
Nope.
Nolan Arenado.
No, he's not a goaltender.
Okay.
No.
Although having a hard time hitting.
That doesn't count. Yeah.
Will you give us East or West?
No, I'll tell you what, guys. We'll cut this short. It's the backup goalie for the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh.
And the reason I said this is because if the backup goalie has numbers that we're equating to Bobrovsky, Ottinger, Binnington, tells me a little something about the team in front of said goalies.
Yeah, right.
And it's no secret the Winnipeg Jets had a very smothering defensive style of play, limiting a lot of grade A chances for the opposition. So if Connor Hellebuck, who is a very good goalie, has an excellent defensive team, that combination is going to give you the numbers that you're looking at here.
Sure.
Eric Comrie, who's like on nobody's bingo card to be anything substantial as far as like a starting goaltender in the NHL, his numbers are equal to that of many number ones in the NHL. Is that because Eric Comrie is the most hidden goaltender that's a stud that we've ever seen? No, because he had an excellent team in front of him as well. So, although Connor Hellebuck had himself a hell of a regular season, I just have a hard time wrapping my brain around winning the MVP as well as the Vezina Trophy. I guess the argument to me was if you played Eric Comrie the entire season, your team probably still finishes first in your division.
Yeah, that's an indictment of winning the league MVP.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
When I look around the league, where would the Tampa Bay Lightning be without Kucherov? Where would the Avalanche be without Cale Makar? Like, difference makers.
Yep.
And I just don't think Connor Hellebuck is that much of a difference maker for the Winnipeg Jets. So he's a hell of a goalie. He is the best numbers Vezina Trophy, sure, but is he the MVP of the NHL?
No.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So what current athletes also fall into this category of great regular seasons?
Clayton Kershaw.
Struggle in the postseason. And why is it Lamar Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
It's Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw at least has a World Series-ish.
He won one last year.
Oh, that's right.
He's only got the one, though.
Yes. 2, Anthony.
He's got one that counts.
Lamar has nothing. Does Lamar even have a playoff win?
Yeah.
I made
just
an
asking.
AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And Zay Flowers fumbled into the end zone.
He certainly did.
That was rough. It's tough to watch.
So who else? Like there are more.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have one without the other.
Yep.
They're like the Doublemint
No,
twins.
that's fair.
They're the same.
Right.
They don't look alike, but they are the same.
They are the same.
Yeah.
I think there's more obvious candidates that have already played. Like I don't know.
Like currently?
Like Tony Romo and Phillip Rivers, like guys that had really good regular
But
seasons.
I don't think not for so.
And then a postseason.
So for me,
not so much.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Clayton Kershaw, like those are MVPs, Cy Young MVP winners.
Yeah.
That stunk. Like we're talking about the best player.
But Hellebuck shouldn't have won MVP.
Why?
Because
he had the best player on the best team.
All the reasons that Jamie just outlined.
Without him, they don't win the presidency.
You could have put me back there. They still would have won the West.
We don't know that.
Oh,
we don't know.
Who's your pick then,
If
Jamie?
you put Joel Hofer as the number one goalie for the Winnipeg Jets, they probably win the
He
presidency.
wins the Hart Trophy? He wins the Hart?
I wouldn't think but again, I wouldn't give it to Joel Hofer. For me, the MVP has to be a player that drags his team upward, not a benefactor of his team being good.
Karl Malone.
Okay. You said current, though.
I know. That's why I also said there's more obvious choices if you go back.
We can just go up and down the quarterback list, frankly. Now, I recognize
James Harden.
that
Okay.
Dak isn't on that same tier, but you could say Prescott as well.
Dak
Secondary
is-
star. Absolute bombshell in the playoffs.
Dak is never going to win a league MVP.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Good player.
Clayton Kershaw is a good one.
Yeah.
Other NHL guys? Former, I think you'd have to go with Joe Thornton.
Yeah. Yeah, but Joe,
Not that he wasn't a good player, but
Joe
just
was
didn't have...
an MVP type player, though. He played on some teams where he elevated the team.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel. I don't feel like Connor Hellebuck elevates the Winnipeg Jets. Like I think if you had a solid number one goalie there, you're just fine. You're still top of the food chain when it comes to your division, maybe even the conference.
I don't disagree with you at all. Carey does.
I think a lot of people just get caught up in this thing, and like I go from rink to rink, and I see all the media members, and it's amazing. Sometimes they're like cattle, where they just follow one person. If one person says something, then they follow that person's opinion. Oh, well, so-and-so, like Elliot Friedman. He's one of the guys, like I said, lead the cattle. He said, oh, Connor Hellebuck, I mean, what a season he's having. Probably going to be MVP. First one since Carey Price. All of a sudden, now the next guy who heard this, like, well, he might be the first guy. When you look at it, like all of a sudden you start to justify it.
Just another sheep in the herd.
And it's not all of them, but I just, again, my argument or my opinion on this is that I feel like the Winnipeg Jets would have been just fine without Connor Hellebuck, bottom line. Whereas other teams, if they subtract their best player, they're nowhere near what they really are without that player.
Text line providing a couple of pretty good nominees from the baseball world past. Barry Bonds, if you look at the body of work in the postseason, not great. And in the present, as much as we don't want to say it because the Yankees haven't exactly broken through with the title, Aaron Judge, you can call it into question.
Yeah, he did kind of have
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. If you are going to talk about great player regular season, doesn't have the postseason, and has struggled in the postseason. Yep, I think it's fair. Bradford, do we have somebody lined up for the Gauntlet, or do we need somebody?
We are good to go.
Locked and loaded. All right.
Okay. I'm not saying things?
No.
Okay, that's
all the trophy.
Yeah, it is.
Don't blame me this time.
Sorry. Continue.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Blues hockey is on 101 ESPN.
Get the inside scoop on and off the ice with the Last Minute Blues podcast with Alex Ferrario, Jeremy Rutherford, and Donnie Fandango.
Blues opinion, talk, and speculation. It's what we do.
Watch or listen to the Last Minute Blues podcast on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. Your front row seat to all things Cardinals. From the dugout to the diamond, BK and T-Bone go deep with the latest news, notes, and analysis. Watch the Redbird Report on YouTube or listen online at 101ESPN.com. WXOS HD1 East St. Louis. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. They clinched first place in their division years ago. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 4 Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
401, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Tater. What's up, Tater?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
You ready to rock and/or roll?
Bring it on.
All right. Tater, remind me, I feel like you've been on before. I mean, not recently, but you've
It
been
was January of 23.
Okay. How'd you do?
I lost.
Oh, first round, second round?
Third.
Oh, okay. Who knocked you off?
I think it was you.
Is this a revenge spot, or are you going after Carey and Jamie?
I think I do want revenge.
Oh, man. All right, you choosing me?
Bring it on. Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. Tater, good luck, man.
Yeah, final answer.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Anthony's going to make his way to the cone of silence. Tater, while he does that, tell my guy Bradford Bruns to spin that wheel, please.
Bradford, spin that thing.
All right. What did we establish what you've played Anthony in last time?
Gosh, that was so long ago. So it was a different format, and I think it was your random.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't get random.
You had some good ones.
You didn't get random this time.
Okie doke.
You got hockey.
So popular lately.
It is.
I know, right?
But you got Anthony. Anthony's like 7-1 in hockey too here recently. So you got your hands full, Tater. All right. While we get the questions here, as you know, each question's worth 2 points. If you use the options and guess it right, it's only 1 point. Obviously, wrong answer is 0. If we're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a tiebreaker here, and we will get a winner in the gauntlet. Tater, are you ready?
All right. Yep.
All right. Hockey is the category. Question number 1. Before Mike Sullivan, who was just fired, who was the Pittsburgh Penguins' last head coach?
Oh, jeez. Options, please.
Was it Lindy Ruff, Dan Bilesma, or Mike Johnston?
Johnston. Final answer.
Question number 2. Before becoming the well-known broadcaster he is today, Eddie Olczyk was the head coach for 2 seasons for which team?
Olczyk. I think Toronto. Yeah, I'll go Toronto. Final answer.
Okay, Tater, question number 3. Jason Spezza played 19 years in the NHL. During that time, he played for how many different teams?
19 years?
Yes.
That's, let's see, 5 teams. Final answer.
All right, Tater, final question. The Blues have not scored a goal on a penalty shot since January of 2022. Who scored the last Blues penalty shot goal, which came in Seattle against the Kraken?
2022. Oh. I'll take the options, darn it.
All right. Was it Colton Parayko, Pavel Buchnevich, or Vladimir Tarasenko?
I'm going to say Vladdy. What the heck?
All right. Final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get Anthony in here. How you feeling, Tater?
Shaky at best.
All right. Well, Anthony's back here. He's going to plug his ears in. How's it going, silence, buddy?
It's very silent.
Nobody in there today?
No.
It's Friday. You know what it is around here. Ghost town.
Yeah.
Nobody here but us.
You're right about that.
Yep. All right, buddy. Your category is hockey. Pack at lunch.
Let's do this. Hockey.
Ready?
Ready.
Question 1. Before Mike Sullivan, who was just fired, who was the Pittsburgh Penguins' last head coach?
Oh, wow. I want to say Dan Bleisma, but was that too long ago? Options.
Was it Lindy Ruff, Dan Bilesma, or Mike Johnston?
The more I think about this, I feel like Bleisma was too long ago. I don't remember Lindy Ruff being there. I guess I'll go with Mike Johnston. Final answer.
Question number 2. Before becoming the well-known broadcaster he is today, Eddie Olczyk was a head coach for 2 seasons for which team?
Options.
Minnesota North Stars, Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Well, you just asked me a Penguins question. So is it a theme? Penguins. Final answer.
Question number 3, Stoltz. Forward Jason Spezza played 19 years in the NHL. During that time, he played for how many different teams?
Well, he was a Dallas Star. He was a... was he a Senator? I'll take the options.
Your options are 3 teams, 4 teams, or 5.
I don't think he played for 5. I'll go with 4. Final answer.
Okay.
Final question. The Blues have not scored a goal on a penalty shot since January of 2022. Who scored the last Blues penalty shot goal, which came in Seattle against the Kraken?
What was the date on that?
January of 2022 against the Seattle Kraken in Seattle.
Options.
Was it Colton Parayko, Pavel Buchnevich, or Vladimir Tarasenko?
Why don't we go with the outlier, Colton Parayko? Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Question 1. Before Mike Sullivan, who was just fired, who was the Pittsburgh Penguins' last head coach? Tater, you said, I get emotional. Mike Johnston. Anthony, you took the options, said Mike Johnston. Carey, answer is
Mike Johnston.
Tater also needed the options for that one. We are 1-1 after 1. Let's go to question 3. Jason Spezza played 19 years in the NHL. During that time, he played for how many different teams? I played with Jason Spezza. Tater, you said 5 without the options.
Uh-oh.
Anthony, with the options, you said 4. Bradford, answer is...
Jason Spezza played for the Sens, the Stars, the Maple Leafs, and nobody else.
3 teams.
Bradford.
I know how the game is played here.
You teasing son.
All right, let's go with the next one. Question 2. Before becoming the well-known broadcaster that he is today, Eddie Olczyk was a head coach for 2 seasons. With which team? Without the options. Tater said the Toronto Maple Leafs. With the options, Anthony said, it's the theme here, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Penguins, final answer.
I was also thinking Philadelphia first. So,
yeah.
Same state.
Well, yeah, ish. Yeah, same state.
Yeah.
Close enough. All right. The answer is, Carey.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh Penguins. He coached Sidney Crosby.
Did he?
Yeah. Sidney Crosby's first head coach in the NHL. Ed Olczyk.
No kidding.
Yep. All right, so 2-1 heading into the final question. The Blues have not scored a goal on a penalty shot since January of 2022. Who scored the last Blues penalty shot goal, which came in Seattle against the Kraken? You both took the options. You both have different answers. Tater, you said Vladimir Tarasenko. Big Daddy Vladdy makes a lot of sense. Anthony, you went with the outlier. Colton Parayko. Defenseman, mind you.
That's what made him the outlier, Jamie. That's why I decided to go the old Stalter route.
The outlier or the obvious no. You know? Either way.
Why'd you say it that way?
I don't know.
Did the
Tater
Stalter method win again?
You have chosen poorly.
Was it Colton?
It was, in fact, Colton Parayko. I remember this game very well. I called that game.
Did you?
Yeah, it was... the big boy got a penalty shot and made it work. So,
wow.
Tater, Anthony got you 3-1 here today in hockey.
Good work, Anthony.
Hey, thanks, Tater. I appreciate it. Don't wait too long to come back, all right?
All right, have a good Father's Day, dude.
Hey, yeah. If you're a father as well, if you're a parent, happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank
if
you,
you're not,
Tater.
maybe you'll find out on Sunday that you are.
Well, yeah, that
could be. You're probably right.
Shut the phone off.
Have a good one, Tater. Take care, buddy.
All right, be safe, guys.
See you, Tater. Thank you.
Anthony, this extends your remarkable run in the category of hockey this season. In fact, you are not only a flawless 8-0 for 2025, but this is now the category temporarily in which you have recorded the most wins. It surpasses football for the moment.
Hockey.
Tony Hockey.
Tony Hockey.
Tony Sticks is what they call me.
Tony Sticks.
Mhm.
Okay.
Certainly do.
That's good advice for Tater. That's typically one you follow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phone rings on Father's Day, go into a cold sweat.
You know, in case I forget later on, we're all fathers within the studio here. Happy Father's Day.
Same.
To everybody.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Based on trends, nobody else will. So, happy Father's Day. That's a good point. Have you ever heard, I forget the comedian's name, but he's talking about Father's Day being like the 20th observed holiday.
Was that Bill Burr?
No, it wasn't Bill Burr. Yeah.
Question for you guys. On Father's Day, do people always say, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Shouldn't you just be surprised by your kids? Like shouldn't they?
It would be
or
nice.
Like
yeah.
your wife or your girlfriend, significant other, whatever. They surprise you with like, hey, it's a Father's Day. Don't get up. If you want to we get coffee for you, get some breakfast for you. Blah blah blah. But it always ends up being, hey, oh my God, it's Father's Day. The weather's beautiful. Let's grill.
Right.
And then who ends up grilling?
You do.
You do. Yeah. I remember like a couple of years ago. It's been a while now, but yeah, I was out. It didn't have the pool. It was a different house. I was out grilling outside. It was so damn hot. I almost passed out grilling on Father's Day. I'm like, what? I look around. The kids are throwing the football back and forth, and they're playing. Yeah, all the other adults are like having beers and seltzers, and I'm sitting there almost dying.
Right.
And I'm like, happy Father's Day to me.
Milk was a bad choice.
Oh, man. Well, this year, I keep watching the weather, and it has gotten to a point now where it's supposed to be sunny with a high of 87.
Ooh.
That will be a good day.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Well, the kids grill.
Yeah. Do you want that?
Braden's an excellent cook.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's cooking these days.
Cooking,
good for him. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Again, I'll try to remember at the end of the show. But if not, again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, including my own. So happy Father's Day.
Yes.
All right, Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Where's our rundown, guys? There it is. Nolan Gorman has had an extended runway because of the injury to Jordan Walker and now Brendan Donovan. We're going to play the long-term lineup game with Gorman's spot. Bradford dug up some interesting numbers for where Gorman bats and how well he does in certain spots. You might be surprised. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Blues Hockey is on 101 ESPN.
Get the inside scoop on and off the ice with the Last Minute Blues podcast with Alex Ferrario, Jeremy Rutherford, and Donnie Fandango.
Blues opinion, talk, and speculation. It's what we do.
Watch or listen to the Last Minute Blues podcast on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com.
That time of the year right now, a lot of houses hitting the market for sale. People want to get a head start on home selling season. Well, if you're one of those people and you're looking to sell your home in the St. Louis area, please pick up the phone and call my friend Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Look, her name says it all, right? Gloria Lou, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. That's what she's going to do. She's going to sell your home for the right amount of money, the most amount of money she can possibly get for your home, and she's going to sell it quickly. And that's exactly what you want, especially right now. You don't want to be on the market very long. And you know how it is. Even when you're looking, you see a house that's on the market for a long time or the price changes a bunch of times. You're like, okay, what's wrong with that house? Don't do that to yourself. Gloria Lou knows exactly what to price your home for to sell it quickly and net you the most money possible. And Gloria Lou's been in the business for over 20 years, so she's got a massive database of people that are looking for homes, and that can drive more traffic to your listing. Hopefully, multiple offers. Again, the most money possible for your home. And she gets you to the closing table. That's important too. So please give her a call. When you do call her, tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Not just at the top of their game, they're on top of your game. Their game, every game. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Decent stretch for him now, just a lot more contact. And we talked about the more games he gets in, the more comfortable he is at just letting it eat and putting a little bit more behind it, speed behind the swing. So really good swing by him today. And my job's to get him in there more.
That was Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol talking about Nolan Gorman. That was from a couple of days ago. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns in for our guy Andrew Marsh. Nolan Gorman has got an extended runway because of the injuries to Jordan Walker and now Brendan Donovan. Some interesting numbers for Nolan Gorman. And these are all slotted based on where he is, all the numbers are based on where he hit in a specific spot. So, for example, when Gorman has been the three-hole hitter, he's 1 for 8 with 3 ribbies and 3 Ks. When he's hit 5th, he's 2 for 13, 2 doubles, 6 Ks. When he is the number 6 hitter, he's 6 for 18, 4 runs, 5 walks, no Ks. And when he's been the 7th hitter, where he has batted the majority of the time this year, he's 11 for 56, 5 runs scored, and 20 Ks. If you're looking for the 8th, when he hits 8th, he's 4 for 12, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. So, small sample size, but it would look like Gorman hitting 6 is kind of his best spot. But I think the larger discussion is, does it really matter with a guy like Nolan Gorman where he is slotted in the order? And if it does, long term, where do you think he best profiles? Assuming, of course, he does become somebody that's reliable and consistent.
3 for me.
Yeah.
If he's what we think he is, I think it matters. We've talked about this before. Like, certain players perform better because of the people that are around them. Like, if you have a guy after you that the pitcher does not want to see with runners on base, you're probably going to get something where he's not nibbling outside of the zone and trying to get you to chase. You're probably going to get something to swing at and hopefully put a good swing on and hit it somewhere. So I think that does matter for certain players. Some guys, they can bat wherever, and they are the feared batter. Mm-hmm. But some guys need to have someone before or after them to put pressure on that pitcher. And for me, if Nolan Gorman is doing the things that we expect him to do and being the player we expect him to be, I think the 3-hole is the best spot for him if he's hitting home runs.
Ideally, in a perfect world, you'd absolutely love that sort of arrangement. Personally, for me right now, I do look at those different combinations, those different permutations, and I say at the very least, could you bump him up? It seems second nature now to just slot him in automatically at number 7. That's what they've been doing essentially for the past few weeks. At the number 6 position in the order, I do think, and I understand there are many other dynamics here in play, but maybe even number 5. When you're talking about singles hitters for the most part right now, this is not exactly an indictment here. I'm not breaking new ground. Alec Burleson does have gap-to-gap power. Nolan Arenado, to be kind, it has come and gone. It comes and goes at this stage of his career. We know that Gorman can yank the ball out of the yard. Right now, if you were to ever to really tinker with the order, I think this would be the optimal time because despite what we saw in the first 2 games against LA, this offense from top to bottom, especially without Donovan, it's not doing anything consistently. So why not shake it up for a game or two? As we've noted, 6 of the next 7 games in particular, they still come against right-handed pitching. If you're ever going to get a spurt, an extended power stretch from Gorman, it needs to come now. But the caveat is, with runners in scoring position, where Arenado has been pretty good this season, Burleson, here and there as well, he's only hitting 152. You know the strikeouts are going to be there, but if he had more than 11 runs batted in those situations, I'd be more inclined to move him up a couple of spots. As it stands, I don't see any harm in maybe thinking about 6, 5 maximum. I would love for him long-term to actually be that far up in the order, Carey, but right now I think you take baby steps, and why not? Why not think about it?
Yeah, but Carey makes a good point. He makes a good point of basically insulating him with better hitters around him, because if you move him to the number 5 spot, he's not going to get much to hit. I don't think he is. Because you're coming off of Contreras in the cleanup spot. Arenado behind him. I don't think anybody's fearing Arenado's power right now. So I think if you're going to make this experiment, I think we're learning from other teams around Major League Baseball. If you're going to go down this road, right now, put him at number 3 for the next 6 games. Put him at 3 and see what happens. Put Herrera back down in the lineup there because that was working out pretty good with Contreras at 4, Herrera at 5. Put Gorman at 3. And if he can't do the job that you want him to do, then you have your answers. You're starting to really get clarification on what you think this player is. Mm-hmm. I think just toggling him around in the 6, 7, 5, I just don't know if ultimately that's going to help him or even matter. So if you project him, at one point we projected him to be the number 2 hole guy. Well, when Goldie moves on, and Gorman's going to be in that 2 hole.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not a 2-hitter.
He's not a 2-hitter.
Right.
But put him in the 3 spot. For my liking, give him some runway. You got some games here.
Here's how I'm looking at it. One, he's not good enough and consistent enough to be a 3-hitter.
I know, but
I understand the experiment being now.
Go for it.
But what happens when Donovan comes back? Then he's back anyways, right?
Yeah.
He's back down anyways. I think he's somebody that will hit 6 through 8. You fear the strikeouts. You fear the prolonged slumps. What's the idea of having Victor Scott hit 9th for you? It's the notion of the second leadoff, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody seems to be, well, it's the second leadoff, and everybody kind of accepts it. Like, okay, that seems okay. Well, why not just have a second cleanup hitter then, and view Gorman as that, and hit him 8th? That's the way I look at it. He's not somebody who's consistent, so now we freak out and say he needs to be traded. So don't bat him 3rd. Don't bat him 5th. Have him 6 through 8, somewhere in there, and then just accept that he's a 6 to 8 hitter until he shows you otherwise. And then maybe our expectations change.
Yeah.
And have it be more reasonable. If he gets a long runway, first of all, he's not absolutely destroying you if he's hitting 8th and he goes 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. But if he runs it at any point in any lineup, if he runs into one, you're going to get the best of him. And you're also not. He's also probably only have 4 at-bats a game.
Based on these numbers, he's best in the 6th spot. You can get him batting 6 today.
Yeah, but you got
to move everybody up and move Lars Newbar to 7. Easy.
Okay. So you want Arenado batting 5th?
Sure.
I don't really care, to be honest.
I don't think Lars needs to. I think he needs a break from leading off. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he's not doing a great job right now.
He's not hitting.
So if you want to move everybody, if you're basing it off of these numbers, I think 3-hole is where ideally he would fit. But if he's not hitting that way right now, but he's hitting, and I don't know if it matters. I don't know what the purpose of him hitting better in a certain spot in the lineup. I would want to know who's behind him or who's in front of him. Was that batter on base? Was that guy that was in front of him? Like, who's on? I think all of those things matter because that tells me what pitches he's getting. If there's nobody on, nobody out, I don't need to throw him anything that's in his wheelhouse. If there's nobody behind him that I'm worried about putting one in the seats and being a crooked number up on the board, I don't need to worry about that either. So I would like to know what's going on in front of him and behind him in each one of those spots because I think that that's what matters more than just where you are in the lineup.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if there's any juggling of the lineup moving forward. We already played the lineup game earlier, and the only thing that is different from last night is Michael Ciani is hitting 9th instead of Victor Scott. Ciani was called up yesterday from AAA Memphis. The Cardinals-Brewers will be back at it tonight as they continue their series following the Cardinals' 6-0 loss last night. Again, we blame Bradford for that, and I think Bradford accepted it. Sports Six-Pack is next, at least part 1 of the Six-Pack. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. By the way, Bradford, you got a major shout-out here. Yeah. Ryan from the Snake Pit said, I'm listening to the lineup game as much as I love Marshy. Can we give a shout out to Bradford? Bradford for producing some great shows lately. I loved having the extra sounders. Absolutely. Well done.
Well done.
Nice job, Bradford.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Criticisms, compliments come much later in the show, but hey, when they come in like that, we gotta.
You can take them when you get them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't pay attention.
We don't get many of them.
No, don't definitely. Yeah.
Especially. What'd you say?
I wasn't talking. I think you were.
No, I was done.
No, he was talking crap behind my back.
I think you.
Yeah, he was.
Like one of my
you
favorite
silenced
things.
yourself.
I did. I love giving shots at Jamie when he's kind of paying attention, but not. And then he gets. He gets.
Yeah.
What the hell did you say? Yeah. I was like, yeah.
It's that insane look going.
I heard you.
Sports Six-Pack Part 1 next.
The Redbird Report, your front row seat to all things Cardinals. From the dugout to the diamond, BK and T-Bone go deep with the latest news, notes, and analysis. Watch the Redbird Report on YouTube or listen online at 101ESPN.com.
Hey, if you're planning a family vacation this summer, make sure your vehicle is up for the ride. At Auto Centers Nissan, they've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles, and they're all in one convenient location right off I-55 in Herculaneum, just minutes from South County. No running around to 5 different lots. Just walk in, find what fits your family, and then drive off. That easy. And right now, during the Nissan Summer Sales Event, you can lock in 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Rogue and the 2025 Pathfinder, which, by the way, I love the Pathfinder. 2 spacious, American-made, terror-free SUVs built for real family life. And with their lifetime warranty at Auto Centers Nissan and the 30-day return promise, you get peace of mind long after you drive off their lot. Plus, their finance team, family-friendly as well. They can work with any credit situation. So before you hit the highway, hit up Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum or check out the full lineup at autocentersnissan.com. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. It's all here.
Spread Zone, where sports betting meets reckless optimism, questionable logic, and the occasional stroke of genius. With hosts Anthony Stalter, Tim McKernan, and Scott Rizzuto. Check out the latest from the Spread Zone at 101ESPN.com or the 101 mobile app. The Spread Zone is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
Cards aim to pounce on Peralta. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns. Your Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Tonight at 7:10, the Cardinals and Brewers continue their 4-game set in Cream City. Pat Murphy calls upon veteran starter Freddie Peralta, while Ali Marmol counters with Eric Fetty. STL's righty last pitched on Saturday, blanking LA over 5+ innings. Elsewhere, Pittsburgh needs extras, but defeats Central leading Chicago 2-1. U.S. Open, J.J. Spawn retakes that second-round lead. He's 4 under par through 14 holes. This Sports Center update was driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet plus Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
We're right back to it. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now, so if you got a question for us, the Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew March today, and he has question 1 for us.
Question number 1.
Gentlemen, it's the ill side checking in and basically continuing the conversation that we just had about Nolan Gorman. If the inconsistency continues throughout the remainder of 2025, is he gone following this season? Did the Cards cut bait?
Where's he going? You gonna trade him?
To Seattle, for the pitchers and whatnot.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah. We should have been done.
Carey will bring that up until the day he dies.
As you should.
He's got 3 more years. He's still pre-arb. So his first year of arbitration is 2026. Second year, obviously, is 27. His third is 28. He's not an unrestricted free agent until 2029. I don't think he goes anywhere.
Nope.
What will his value be? I think his value of just being a next season a 26-year-old hitter for the Cardinals, it's more than what they'll probably get on the open market. There's no value for him right now. There's no market for him.
No, but somebody would take him.
Somebody would take him,
but they're not going to give you much in return.
So why trade him?
Yeah.
Well, let's say it goes really, really south, though, and he's on your roster, but his role is being marginalized. Is he blocking somebody like a Sajasi from whom you want to see more?
No, I don't think so.
Well, here's the thing. Just bring Sajasi up and use Gorman as a bench bat.
Well, he's going to be, neither one of them are going to be starting.
Not unless you get rid of Nolan Arenado.
Or Brendan Donovan. Or Lars Nootbaar.
Or the Newt.
Or somebody else where, because Brendan ain't going nowhere.
No.
You love that guy.
Brendan Donovan?
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
You love him.
Hey, he's a grinder.
Second baseman.
I don't know why you don't like him. I don't know why you don't like him. That's
all time.
That's more of a problem for me than anything, Carey. I know he likes some players and he's a little questionable at times, but my bigger problem is you not liking.
Who said I don't like Brendan
Every time
Donovan?
we bring up Brendan Donovan, you have an issue.
I don't have an issue.
We tried to sign him to a reasonable contract extension. Carey's like,
you wanted to trade him.
Trade him. I don't care.
Why would you?
Play out his contract.
Not say trade him.
Over an arbitration.
Oh my
Keep
God.
pissing him off or trade him. That's basically what you
said. He's under contract.
You just want to get rid of him again.
I said he's under contract. There's no need to rush.
He's been here for 5 years.
And you honestly have been the one that is always like, hey, reward the players. Give them their bag.
Who do I say that about?
And when it comes to Brendan Donovan,
who do I say
the
that
ones
about?
that hold out.
Nah.
Yeah, he does. He supports you. Oh, yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Well, I do appreciate those guys because they deserve their money. But not
but Brendan Donovan doesn't deserve. Oh, my gosh.
We're talking about 2 types of different people.
No, we're not.
We're talking about people that are holding out.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Carey?
We're talking about T.J. Watt and Brendan Donovan. Are they on the same level? Man,
no, one plays football.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
One's a defensive end, one's a second baseman.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Why are you cherry picking T.J. Watt? Why don't we find some of the middling guys who are...
Who the hell do I say hold out that's middling?
Oh, there's a bunch of guys who just hold out.
It's usually like...
They're not all-stars, Pro Bowlers, or Hall of Famers.
Nah, they usually are.
No, they're not.
You got to pay those guys. The C.D. Lambs of the world. Bam.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well,
Carey.
he's not my favorite second baseman of all time, but
Who's
I
your
do
favorite?
appreciate
Ryan Sandberg?
No. What? Are you kidding me?
From Chicago.
Moises
I don't like the Cubs. I hate the Cubs.
What are you doing?
No. Moises Alou.
Robinson Cano.
Jeff Kent. He was
Jeff
prickly.
Kent, probably.
Jeff
honestly.
Kent?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He's a giant. That's why.
Or Robbie Thompson.
Okay. I'm disappointed in you now.
Who's your favorite?
Brendan Donovan.
It's just a bad lie. Just a bad lie.
It's not bad, honestly, CD. That was well done.
Question number 2.
From the 314, Justin specifically, reverting to the Blues Stanley Cup winning coach from that 18-19 run, Craig Berube and the Maple Leafs. What exactly does Toronto have to do to finally get over that hump, a la Carolina?
Yeah, I think Toronto's kind of screwed, to be honest, because they don't have a number one defenseman. They just don't. They got Morgan Riley, and they've got a bunch of like 2-3s and then 5s. Like, they don't have a stud defenseman. And one thing that we can learn from these teams that have this success, like, you got to have a number one defenseman. You got to have a guy. And I don't know how the Leafs do that. They've got a bunch of money wrapped up into Tanev. They fell in love with Chris Tanev. You might as well have Chris Russell back there. All he does is block shots and get in the way defensively. That's great. But you gave him a whole, what?
You'd rather have Kurt Russell back there.
I'd be fine with that, too. So the Leafs have made some really interesting decisions when it comes to their defensive core. Like, they just don't have an elite defenseman on their roster. And I don't know if they have an elite goalie either. Like, Stolars and Joseph Woll had good seasons, but is anybody stepping over other teams to try and trade for one of these guys? No, they're not. And you got Morgan Riley, Chris Tanev, Jake McCabe, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Like, these are a bunch of 2-3s. Brandon Carlo is a 4. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And Mitch Marner leaving, I think, will actually help them, not because he's a bad player. I just think that style of player they've got too much of already. They've got to get a little grittier up front. They keep trying, but they're bringing in like the Aldi version of gritty. They got like Scott Lawton, like that. Okay, great. And
There's some value there. Just
really, no. Max Pacioretty, like
he's fine.
They're just patching holes with what they think might work. So I don't see them making any damage or doing any damage for like a number of years, not until they get a number one defenseman, an elite goaltender, and some more grit up front.
Question number 3.
This trade was actually made official, if I'm not mistaken, this morning. Guys from the 314, you touched upon one of the names early in the show. Milwaukee picks up Andrew Vaughn, deals Aaron Savali. What does this move do as far as maybe lengthening the Brewers lineup, making it a little more potent in the second half?
You know, as much as I hate to say this, I feel as though that the Brewers, when they make moves like this, they always win the trade. You know, it's like they traded away a reliever to the Rays the one year and got Willie Adames, who couldn't really crack the Tampa Bay Rays lineup consistently. And then Willie Adames turned into a middle-of-the-order presence for Milwaukee for several years until he took the big payday in San Francisco this past offseason. Or if it's Rowdy Tellez, or if it's Rhys Hoskins, who not a trade, but, you know, a free agent that has worked out big time because he wound up getting hurt in Philadelphia, and, you know, the Brewers picked him up. So, yeah, Andrew Vaughn, I think, is a perfect Milwaukee Brewer. Somebody that comes in from a White Sox team where, you know, obviously the White Sox aren't good, but Andrew Vaughn has been one of their better hitters, and he'll probably be a stud for the Brewers.
Rowdy Tellez is the first name to spring to mind for me. And
yeah, made the deal with Toronto.
Yeah, just think about...
Couldn't make the Blue Jays lineup.
Think about these numbers. Different positions, yes, but this sounds like whom exactly, guys? Somebody who's only hitting 189 this season, but in 4+ years at the major league level, has 77 home runs. He has that pop, he has that punch, but he is going to whiff all the time. Who does that sound like exactly? The man we've been discussing nonstop this hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nolan Gorman.
So the Cardinals can have there is a market.
Yeah, if you want Aaron Savali.
Yeah. Depends on what you need, Anthony. Your choice.
I don't want another aging, soft contact pitcher.
That's what you...
No. The whole damn farm system.
Come on, Anthony.
Of pitch to contact, soft tossing pitchers.
You bothered by that?
Yes. Did you see The Miz last night?
I did see The Miz.
Were you impressed by him?
Yeah.
Balling.
Has he mowed you down consistently?
He did, until he rolled his damn ankle stepping
All
back.
7'2" of them? I want 103.
You got it.
The nasty slider / changeup.
What do you think Helsley is?
What?
He's not a starter.
It's not a starter.
Oh, man.
He's gone.
Stretch him out then.
Stretch him out. Yeah, worked really good with Jordan Hicks.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was
Stretch him
thinking
out
of.
then. Huh?
Oh, my gosh.
You got it. You need it. You got it.
This guy.
Good.
It's Friday. You can tell. Carey's already on the couch.
I don't like it. You know what, Bradford? Let's roll this over, okay? Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack. Keep those questions coming in. 314-399-9646. More of the Sports Six Pack next.
Awesome! Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Dodgers and Giants. Pre-game at 5. First pitch at 6:10. The MLB plays on 101 ESPN.
BT back here with you from my friends over at Diamonds Direct. If you are looking for the perfect gift for that graduate in your life, look no further. Diamonds Direct has got you covered. Earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, colored gemstone jewelry. They have got it all. This is a milestone occasion, right? You want to celebrate that grad in style? Well, that's what they got over at Diamonds Direct. If you've been in there, you already know this place is different. First of all, it's like shopping 30 different jewelry stores all at once. The selection is amazing. The prices are unbeatable. They've got big-time buying power. They pass those savings right along to their customers, and the people there are amazing. These are diamond experts, but this is not some pushy jewelry store. I'm telling you, you are going to love it. So if it's for the graduate in your life, or maybe you got an anniversary coming up, she has got a birthday, you're thinking about popping the question, or maybe you just said something stupid again, guys, Diamonds Direct has got you covered. Check them out. Go online, go to diamondsdirect.com, and get into the showroom. At Olive and 270 at City Place, it's Diamonds Direct.
reward center is always loaded up with awesome giveaways. And right now, we have your shot to score an Igloo BMW heavy-duty cooler. Get entered to win at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. You've come to the right place. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
All right, part two of the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford's got our next question.
Question number 4.
All right, Jamie, from the Grant Francis fan club, what exactly, can you tell us what Anaheim is doing right now? First, you sell Fowler for essentially nothing, and now you are bringing in Kreider as a buyer. What's going on there?
Well, I think that Fowler and the management there were on different ends of the spectrum. I think Cam Fowler is just tired of playing in a losing organization. And so Pat Verbeek wanted to move on from that and free up some cap space. The Ducks are trying to build a team here now. With Joel Quenneville there as the head coach, there are a lot of similarities to this Ducks team to when he first took over the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, they don't have the Kane and Tays, so that's, problematic. But Mason McTavish, Trevor Zegras, some of these guys are profiling to be Cutter Gauthier, high-end players. I think the Ducks are trying to speed up this rebuild, is what I think they're trying to do. They've got John Gibson for 2 more years at $6.4 million as their goaltender. He's an elite goaltender. Their defensive core is okay. It could be better. We'll see if they address that in the offseason. I could see them going after an Aaron Ekblad in the offseason and trying to shore up the D-core there. And then they just added Chris Kreider, who's a really good veteran player, solid character guy. Put him in a locker room with a bunch of young kids. It's going to help them mature at the NHL level. I think Anaheim's a team that's going to be right close to playoff bubble in the next year or two, to where they're going to make an impact. So they're trying to build that team up. Is what they're trying to do.
Question number 5.
Like this one, guys, from the 314. In 2 years, we've heard so much about Quinn Matthews, maybe as soon as later this season or next year. Where is Tink Hintz going to be with respect to the Cardinals?
Boy, we really haven't heard a lot of Tink Hintz and his development, so I don't really know. I mean, ETA, I think, was supposed to be either a cup of coffee at the end of this year and or definitely up next year. But with the way things are trending right now, I don't think he's on the radar. I mean, he hasn't even hit the AAA level yet.
No, injuries did strike. He began the year 60-day IL, but when you're talking about somebody who didn't even make his debut until May the 21st, right now he is pitching in earnest at the AA level. But I think any thoughts or hopes really that he could become some sort of a staple in the rotation, those probably expired a year ago, because we were already talking then, if you recall, about, durability, size, stature, lack thereof. Does he project more long-term as a bullpen arm as it is?
I hope not. Because he at one point was the guy that you look at and say, man, he's got swing and miss stuff. That's your guy that's going to come up, and he could potentially be a top-end guy, somebody that's going to finally inject some life into this starting rotation. But again, he's only pitched 14 innings this season, according to Fangraphs. So I don't know. I mean, he's got to get at least a full season of AAA under his belt before he comes up. Now, he's only 22, which is good, but you'd think at this point, especially since he was brought in as an 18-year-old, that he'd be up. It just hasn't worked out that way.
Given the lack of depth, honestly, in that rotation, that would be music to the ears of Ben Johnson in Memphis.
Right.
No doubt.
Question number 6.
Final
Ben
one.
Johnson pulling double duty.
I was going to say, he's working in Memphis and in
yes,
Chicago?
Sir. Yep.
How long a drive is that? About 6 hours, you think?
Yeah, probably.
I wonder. He's probably take a helicopter, probably get to.
I'm sure.
To and fro. Okay.
It's crazy that he still has the passion, being the longest tenured manager in Memphis history. It's amazing, really.
No, he's got the football was a separate hobby, and now it's grown.
Kind of taking over.
Yeah. I think one is his passion and one is his love.
Okay.
Yes. That's how it tends to go. Speaking of passion,
Jamie, you know.
passion and brute physicality. This is a holdover from yesterday. Interested to hear your guys' thoughts from the 314. In today's NBA, can you imagine 2, maybe 3 players who would actually be able to fit in that bad boy era? So many people talking about the game being softer and whatnot. Who's a throwback? What do you think, CD?
Well, I think LeBron would be able to, even though he is.
Give me a break.
He's
come on.
6'8", 260
and he flops
pounds.
around. People barely. Can you imagine him playing against Bill Laimbeer? Oh my God, LeBron might quit basketball.
He might, he might be. He might continue to play.
No chance. Sorry, Carey.
I think there are a few. I think Jokic could be one.
I think he could.
Because him and his brothers.
He plays like dirty too.
Violent people. Yeah. Seem like it. I don't know that for sure, but they seem like they don't care about.
I'll give you that one.
Jokic. For some reason, I feel like Kevin Durant would be able to as well. He's slight, he's skinny, but he's a bucket getter.
I don't think Carey remembers basketball in the 90s.
do.
I don't think.
But I think those guys' skill sets are so damn good. I think it travels.
Oh man.
I'll give you another one. His option was actually just declined today, but I think in any era, Russell Westbrook would fit. The blend of athleticism, the build as well, anybody.
He could play for the Pistons.
He'd rack up those double-doubles.
And those technical fouls.
He had a good year. I don't care what anybody says.
I
He
like
had a
Russ.
good year.
You like what you guys like Russ?
I'm a Russ fan, yeah.
He knows how to pour in that stat sheet.
Too much hate to be such a great player. Yeah.
He's got toughness to spare.
He's a glue guy with a lot of grit and talent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But not if you want to win a championship, just if you want that on your roster.
He's been there a few times.
He certainly has.
Close.
He's been real
It's
close.
hard to win a championship, Anthony.
I know.
You know?
I know.
When he's healthy as well, Jason Tatum, because of the combination of different moves, honestly, he would translate, I would say, in a lot of different...
Don't you
Really?
knock-
No?
He's from
No
St.
Tatum?
Louis. Don't you dare,
I'm
Jamie.
serious.
Don't you dare.
DeMar DeRozan, mid-range.
Jason Tatum for sure.
Could do this all day.
You, Anthony, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I don't agree with you. I don't think you meant that.
I do mean that. Jason Tatum, he could play in any era.
I don't think you're right there.
He's trying to...
It's unbelievable.
I know what he's trying to do.
It's unbelievable. You guys Rams fans now?
St. Louis Rams?
No. You know what Rams?
Who?
I'm talking about Colorado State.
The new team for DJ Humphries. Yes,
Colorado
exactly.
State Rams?
You guys are disgusting. Okay? Jason Tatum's a star.
He is a star.
And not just a St. Louis star.
No, not just a St. Louis
He's
star.
a superstar.
A star, period. Yeah. Nugget of truth or overreaction? We're dusting this one off. NFL minicamp edition next on 101 ESPN.
You can now listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company.
For the perfect harmony between the finest cigars and year-round bocce ball. And a full-service bar with Joey Smokes at Aiello's Cigar Bar in Cottleville. The perfect place to unwind.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. They clinched first place in their division years ago. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Was that true?
I think you're overreacting.
No. It's the truth.
5:04, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're going to play Nugget of Truth or Overreaction, NFL Minicamp Edition. So Bradford's got some statements related to some NFL minicamp situations. We'll decide whether or not we think it's a Nugget of Truth or a complete overreaction. Take it away, Bradford.
It is all about the running back situation in Vegas, which, according to the head coach, Pete Carroll, may not be as simple as you would think. Speaking yesterday in front of the assembled media members about Genty and maybe a host of others in the backfield.
I love having multiple guys play. I'm not relying on one guy, you know. Thunder, lightning back in the day, you know, whatever it takes to get it done. So we're going to let the guys play for that, play for their play time. Raheem, I love having him. He's an experienced guy that's been a great speedster for years. We've defended him for years. He's been a real nightmare for us. And I think Zamir had a really, really good camp, too. He had made a statement of being the bigger of the guys. You know, he's really fast, and he's the biggest guy that we have. Ashton looks every bit what we would hope he would look like. He caught the ball really well. He understood stuff, took everything really seriously. Gave terrific effort throughout. And we made a big deal to him. Everybody's watching you, you know, and he embraced the thought of it. And so it's going to be really, it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Nugget of truth or overreaction, is there any situation in which Genty is not the bell cow back?
Zero. That's a complete overreaction.
That is nonsense. And Raheem Mostert is a good running back. He had some good years in Miami. He played for the 49ers. Like he's been around for. He's been around. Oh, it's been a while.
I like how you did that. You just rolled right into it.
And he caught himself.
He caught himself.
Yeah, I did.
Alrighty.
Zamir White is a guy I don't see much in terms of him beating out Ashton Genty. Mm-hmm. How many running backs did Pete Carroll have when they didn't run the ball on the goal line?
Well,
probably part of his problem.
They had Marshawn Lynch.
They had one. Didn't hand the damn ball to him. Don't repeat it, Carroll. Get it together. Hand the ball to Ashton. Get out of the way.
So it's worth noting that when Pete Carroll was in Seattle and you had Kenneth Walker handled 61% of the team's rushing attempts. There's no way that Ashton Genty's not a three-down back.
Raheem Mostert is a great change of pace back. He, again, has great speed. He's getting a little bit older. He's probably 32, 33 now. But he is a guy that does still have, like, really good speed. Mm-hmm. So he's a change of pace. But Ashton Genty, you didn't draft him in the first damn round to let Zamir White be your leading running back. That's overreaction. That's nonsense.
Yeah, how did that work out last season when he entered presumably as the number one? Not so great. From the Raiders website to Fox 53 in the Steel City, Mike Tomlin. Yes, he has Aaron Rodgers there in camp. He has DK Metcalf. Metcalf, that is. Somebody who's not at mini camp would be on the defensive side of the football. What about TJ Watt?
Certainly we'd like him to be here, but certainly not surprised by where we are. We've expressed a desire to get the business done. He has as well. And so we'll continue to work. We've been here before.
Pretty straight line stance, but is there the tendency to maybe overreact in Pittsburgh?
No overreaction here. We're going to play ball. TJ Watt's going to be paid. Be paid like Myles Garrett was paid. Paid like... Well, they're probably going to wait till Michael Parsons. He's going to get paid after TJ. But TJ Watt will probably be the highest paid player defensively for about 2 weeks until Micah gets paid. But, yeah, he's going to get paid. We're not worried about it.
I can't see under any circumstances that Pittsburgh wouldn't pay TJ Watt and make sure that he's there leading their defense.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. There's no change.
This is not even a conversation.
No.
They're not worried about it.
And they're not. I mean, here's the thing, too. The Steelers do such a great job of not having quarterbacks. They're not. That way they don't have to worry about having to pay the quarterback. That was, so now they have a. No, Carey, I'm giving them a compliment.
That was uncalled for.
I'm giving them a compliment. My team is paying way too much for the quarterback position.
He's not even playing.
Your team has decided to not have a quarterback. And then
we got a quarterback on a great deal.
And then that way they can. Jamie, I'll just talk to you.
Yeah.
So then that way they can allocate those funds to somebody like T.J. Watt. It's a brilliant move.
Can I ask you a question, Carey?
Yeah.
Football has an off season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they do this business in the off season?
They do.
No,
Just
they really
bleeds
don't.
over.
It's always a formality every year that so and so and so and so and this guy. Oh, they'll be holding out.
Well,
a couple of days, just business as always. What, you couldn't get together last week?
You know, business tends to. You have to have something to.
The numbers didn't change.
To get to. It puts a little more pressure on one side.
I know, but the numbers didn't change.
Well,
so like
deadline spur action.
They do.
There you go. They're just dragging their feet.
It's just stupid.
He'll get $41 million a year, and then Micah will be getting like 45.
How are they going to make ends meet?
Later. I don't know. It's a hard life, Jamie.
Work in the off season, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think they have to do that.
Probably not. Another defensive standout, the 2022 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. In fact, tricky contract situation for Sauce Gardner. A lot of things went wrong with the New York Jets last season, but at the moment, Sauce says, according to SNY TV, that he is bought in.
Man, I just wanted to show my teammates, show the coaches how much I'm bought into this, man. I want to win. I want to change the organization. I want to be a part of changing the organization. You know, we got a new regime, you know, AG, his whole coaching staff that he brought in, Moogie, you know, just great guys. And I feel like Mr. Johnson did a great job of getting those type of guys to be here. And I feel like they're doing a great job in changing the culture for sure.
He did report, others have not, but are you bought in?
Oh, he'll be fine. He's going to get paid as well. I don't know who I was listening to the other day. They said that cornerback is probably the most overpaid or overrated position in terms of paying, you know, highest paid players because those teams, they're not much of a game changer in terms of helping their team being playoff making it to the playoffs or winning championships. And I'm looking at the list. You got Derek Stingley, Houston. Okay. J.C. Horn is second on that list. What team he played for? The Carolina
Panthers, yeah. He's really good.
How'd they do last year, though?
Dead last.
Okay. Jalen Ramsey, who the Dolphins are trying to get rid of, they make it to the playoffs last year?
No, sir, they did not.
Patrick Surtain, okay, Denver. They're good.
Playoff team.
A.J. Terrell, number 5.
A.J. Terrell did not make the playoffs.
Who does he play for?
With the Falcons.
Okay, yeah. Denzel Ward next on that list. Cleveland Browns.
Terrible.
Playoffs?
Dead last.
So, yeah, I mean, you can keep going. But generally speaking. But he's going to get paid. Good for him.
I mean, in relation to pass rushers.
It's pass rusher first.
It's like pass rushers. Long pause.
Yeah. On the defense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then safety.
Yeah. Then safety?
Then corner.
Okay.
I think safety is the most underrated position in football.
The most underrated? They're the quarterback of the defense.
Exactly.
They get
paid crap.
They're the last line of defense, Anthony.
Safeties make nothing, especially in comparison to cornerbacks.
Oh, they got to get their interception numbers up.
It's hard to when you also have to be in the box, right, Jamie?
You better.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter was not the only Jag to come up on yesterday's edition of the Pat McAfee Show. No, instead, the head coach there in South FLA, Liam Cohen, addressed also what he anticipates from former #1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence. This is a critical year. There's a new regime in place. Will he seize this opportunity and run with it?
I think it's a great opportunity for him to show who he really wants to be, right? Like he has it. He has shown it. I mean, he led one of the best, comebacks in playoff history. I mean, the guy's got grit. He's played through a ton of injuries throughout his career. He's mentally and physically tough. He has these skill sets. So it's ultimately just about, man, just go let it rip. Go play free of failure. Go play with a supporting cast that we can continue to improve and just go cut it loose.
That playoff journey was a long time ago. Nugget of truth or overreaction?
That's an overreaction.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is he's like the Florida version of Justin Herbert.
Ouch.
Justin Herbert can play. Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Yes.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I think if you switched uniforms, you wouldn't have no clue who was who.
Oh, you could tell by Trevor Lawrence's hair.
Oh, there you go. You're right. If he got a haircut, I mean, yeah, Justin might be a little bit short. I think Justin like 6'4", Trevor like 6'6".
Is this
essentially the same person?
Is this the Bulls thing all over again? Did it carry over?
He's looking for it.
How dare you?
You love Justin Herbert.
I do. Justin Herbert's a stud.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Justin Herbert played for Andy Reid, he'd be a Super Bowl winner.
He plays for a good coach now.
I know, but it's been. What did they do? In a rebuild year.
Ran the ball, Anthony.
In a rebuild year, they went to where?
Football.
The playoffs.
Running the ball.
He's had nothing but rubes for his entire career.
He ran the ball.
It opened up a bit in the second half. Opened up somewhat.
Yeah, thrown to who? Quentin Johnston.
Quentin's a first-round draft pick.
Pride of TCU. You know for a fact you hated that kid coming out of TCU.
Vlad was the guy. Vlad was your guy.
Yes,
Fantasy monster.
Vlad McConkey's really good. Pride of Georgia, by the way. Gator asked us in the snake pit our favorite, or like our best favorite safeties, and he said Ronnie Lott. Hard to disagree, although my favorite safety of all time, Troy Polamalu.
There you go. Now we're in agreement. You and I.
Second favorite on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ed Reed.
Oh, yeah. What was Ronnie Lott?
For me?
No, what was he? Safety?
Oh, yeah, he was safety. Yeah.
He's pretty good. I liked him.
Yeah. Ronnie Lott.
Kenny Easley with Seattle. He was great, too.
Steve Atwater.
Oh, God. That guy could hit.
Yeah.
Good times,
like
man.
those
John
guys.
Lynch.
Yes.
I'm a Brian Dawkins over John.
Brian Dawkins was a stud.
He's kind of nuts. I kind of liked it.
Shortened career, but impactful nonetheless. Bob Sanders.
Yeah, Bob was a beast. Bob was like 5'8". And just
hurt all the time.
Didn't give a damn. Well, he was smaller and didn't care about his own body.
Yeah.
Didn't care less about yours.
That's very true.
Jesse Bates is awesome now. Stud. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Next in line, we're going to project a blues trio that's built for 2027 success. We'll explain next on 101 ESPN.
Start your day with the morning after on 101 ESPN. Get in the know first on everything St. Louis sports with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoy. Listen to TMA weekday mornings from 7 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. The morning after is presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm.
Circus Sports have a lot of fun things coming your way. You got a couple of contests that they keep rolling out there. Why? Because they're amazing. You get the Circa Million and Circa Survivor. There's $21 million in guaranteed prizes. However, there is no rake. So if entries go above the guarantee, all that extra money goes right into the prize pool. Now, here's the catch to it. It's a pretty good one, actually. You're going to have to head out to Vegas, to Circa Sports, the casino in Las Vegas. That's where you can sign up and enter both of these contests. Once you do that, then you can operate it through the app. So download the Circa Sports Illinois app. You can find it on the website or in the App Store. Super easy to download. Very, very user-friendly. They've got great odds on the app. In fact, the best odds of any app that's out there. Bigger payouts, high betting limits, tight money line splits. They've got the player props, the parlays. Pretty much anything you're looking to do is right there on the Circa Sports Illinois app. So please download and bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
just at the top of their game, they're on top of your game. Their game, every game. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Bradford Bruns in for Andrew Marsh. It's Fast Lane. Projecting a Blues trio that's built for 2027 success. This was an article that was posted at STL Sports Central, and the author went through kind of a crop of young talent with a few combinations. He's suggesting that a few combinations are more exciting than a projected future line of Otto Stenberg, Dalibor Dvorsky, and Jimmy Snuggerud. Looking ahead to the 2027-28 NHL season, this trio could headline a dynamic second line, one built on speed, skill, and scoring punch. Again, Mike Meyer writing that.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Does that get you excited?
Well, yes, it does.
Oh, you're disgusted by it,
No,
though.
I'm
Okay.
not.
This should be interesting.
No, I'm actually more excited than you think I am, because we've entered Dalibor Dvorsky and Otto Stenberg into the conversation to a lineup that already has Snuggerud, Bolduc, Neighbors. I mean, tons of young players that are available. So when you enter Stenberg and Dvorsky, we've talked about how this core group continues to get younger and younger. And if they're impact players, that means you're going to have a longer run of success as the St. Louis Blues. So how far is Otto Stenberg? A couple of years still. Dvorsky probably a year and a half, somewhere in there. So in the meantime, you're probably looking at Bolduc, Snuggerud, and you find yourself a nice young centerman. Maybe Dvorsky's that guy first. I think he gets there before Stenberg does. But it's fun. It's fun to match up these players and to see just how good they're going to be. And the production, we saw Snuggy, he contributed right away. Bolduc, almost 20 goals. Neighbors, 20 goals again. You have some really good young players that are contributing. And that's not even bringing in Broberg on the back end, who, missed a whole bunch of time, still contributed way more offensively than anybody thought he was going to be able to do. And I don't see that changing or getting worse. I see Broberg's offensive contributions getting better and better. His offensive instincts were incredible. And the way he skates and handles the puck, there were times last year he had the puck on his stick for 10, 11 seconds skating around the offensive zone where nobody could get it from him.
Right.
That will continue to progress as well. And you give more weapons to some of these guys, too, and you're going to see a lot more goals put on the board. So, overall, when I look at the Blues and you look at the future of this team, and specifically the young guys that are coming up into the fold here, it's pretty exciting. It means that they're going to be in a good spot for a really long time.
Yeah, I love the way the way that Doug Armstrong has built almost this wave of young players where this is almost how teams, quote unquote, should do it in all sports, right? You've got your current core, and then you start to mix in some of the young players, i.e., Zach Bolduc this year, Jake Neighbors a year ago, Dalibor Dvorsky toward the end of this season, and of course, Jimmy Snuggerud at the end of this season. And all of a sudden, those guys now are ready. So now you add, and then 2 years from now, you've got those guys coming up. It rarely works in that linear fashion, right, that it's supposed to, but when it does, it's a thing of beauty. And I'm really excited to see these young Blues players come up.
And then sometimes you have to make tough decisions. Like when you have younger players that are ready to take that spot, you might have an older veteran guy that that you love and admire, and you have to have that awkward and uncomfortable conversation. Like, you've done a great job for us,
right,
but this is the new regime. This is the way we're trending. This is the direction that we're going. We're going to have to give these young players some opportunities because we drafted them, we developed them, and we want them to be the next ones to take over what you have done a great job of doing. Hopefully they can fill in that void that you'll be leaving.
Or if you're the Cardinals, you keep playing those veterans on an inconsistent basis until their trade value goes in the absolute tank.
It's not championship.
And then you trade them for a reliever that you no longer want 2 weeks later.
Stretch Armstrong come to mind?
No. I'm not saying anything specifically.
So, guys, We always talk, you just brought up the Cardinals, and it's funny that you did because it kind of jarred my brain a little bit here. The one thing that we've said about the Cardinals for years past, and even this year because they couldn't get the Arenado trade done, is they have guys blocking young talent. So the Blues right now, after next season, so this upcoming season coming up, after that, Joseph, I mean, this is just examples. I'm not going to say they're all leaving, but Joseph, Holloway, Texier, Toropchenko, Sundqvist, Bolduc, Walker, all their contracts are up. Mm-hmm. So now Bolduc is going to stay. You're going to re-up him. Holloway, you're going to re-up him. But if you don't re-up the other 5 guys, guess what? You've got plenty of room now for Stenberg, Dvorsky, whoever else you want in that spot. Mm-hmm. A free agent, you'll have plenty of money to bring in a good free agent, and that will be wrapping those new players around what you currently have on your roster, which is pretty good. So contrary to where teams have blocked players in the past, the Blues, that's just the forward group, by the way, because on defense, Nick Leddy, Cam Fowler, Tyler Tucker, those are all names, too, that are going to be up. So you're going to have room all through your roster to kind of fill the holes the way you want to with either players from within, which is great if you can do that, or players from outside the organization. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you re-sign a couple of these guys because you love them, the Walkers, the Toropchenkos. Maybe you keep them around on your 4th line while you continue to plug in the young players.
Is there a preferred method for you?
I like this. I like the way they're set up right now.
Yeah.
Because Army and Steiner have all the power. Now, if they want to keep these players, they can. If they don't, they can move on. Move on to the next one.
Right.
It's like this perfect storm of being able to have flexibility on your roster or locking up players that you really like and keeping them around.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got Beat the Streak, and we'll play Bet the Board as well next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Thanks, man.
101 ESPN has your chance to meet Adam Wainwright at this year's Big League Bash at the Factory July 27th. Our winner will receive 2 tickets to the Big League Bash, featuring Adam Wainwright in concert, along with appearances from Cardinals players and Fred Bird, a silent auction, and more. All to support Big League Impact. Plus, our winner and guest will receive 2 passes to meet Waino prior to the show. Tickets to the Big League Bash, supported by Community America Credit Union, are on sale now. Find all the details and that chance to win free Big League Bash tickets and meet and greet passes to meet Adam Wainwright right now at 101ESPN.com and on your 101 mobile app.
For us in the Stalter household, we are looking at maybe a bathroom upgrade. And when it comes to us, maybe it's something similar to you. Bathroom, you just want a bathroom that doesn't feel like it came from the previous century. That's where Mosby Building Arts comes in. Right now, during their summer sale, you can remodel your bathroom starting at just $299 a month, or choose 5% off, or 12 months, no payments. So you don't have to have all the money up front. You don't have to, drain the bank account just to do a bathroom upgrade that you need. And whether it's new tile, updated fixtures, or maybe finally ditching that beige vanity, start small, feel big with Mosby. It's time to upgrade your space, and you can upgrade your daily routine too, because a new upgrade when it comes to your bathroom or your kitchen, it can wind up being an upgrade in your routine, because your home isn't just where you live, it's where you grow as a family. So book that appointment by June 30th at callmosby.com. You don't have to have the entire project done by then, but you do need to book your appointment by June 30th to take advantage of the $299 a month, the 5% off of the 12 months, no payment. So visit callmosby.com, lock yourself in, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
ESPN Sports Center.
Fetty faces off against Peralta soon. I'm Bradford Bruns with your SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Roughly 90 minutes from now, St. Louis and Milwaukee lock horns in Cream City. It's Game 2 at American Family Field. Eric Fetty starting for Ollie Marmol. He stands to have Michael Ciani patrolling center field. Otherwise, STL's lineup is identical versus Freddie Peralta. Earlier, Pittsburgh edged Chicago 2-1. Paul Skeens threw 5 scoreless innings there. Later, NBA Finals, Oklahoma City visits Indiana. Our coverage follows instant replay, which comes post-Fastlane. This SportsCenter update was brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
We're right back to it. The Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
We're good, streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Bradford Bruns in for the injury march. And we got Justin back. Justin's on an absolute tear. What's up, Justin?
Hey, guys. Yeah, nothing much. It's Friday, so, yeah, you know, having a good time.
Yeah, excellent, man. Yeah, you're rolling into this weekend. Now, are you a father?
I am not, but my brother is. I got a nephew.
Well, there you go. So happy Father's Day to your brother. Bradford, what is the latest streaks?
Indeed, Justin is rolling, guys. Burleson, one of 3 Cardinals last night to record that hit against, well, not the Miz, but the rest of the Brewers staff. So he is up to 6. Same thing with you, Stalt. 6 thanks to Mr. Durbin. And then we've got Carey back on the board by virtue of the hit from Churio. I had Contreras, unfortunately, win, and Herrera did not come through. So JR and AM back down at 0.
All right, Justin, lead us off.
All right. Well, I was looking at some stats here, and this player is 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts in his last 8 at-bats. But how can he get right? Eric Fetty is pitching tonight, and I'm going to go with William Contreras, to get a hit tonight.
All right, you just ticked off Carey Davis. What? William Contreras is off the board.
Good job, Justin.
I appreciate you.
Interesting.
It's okay.
I don't think you mean it.
I meant it. Is it on me?
No.
Oh, it's on you.
Come on.
No.
What's going on?
No, I don't know.
What's going on with you? Went in the break with the whole bet the board, and you're like, hey, you know.
I didn't know that you didn't
He knew for
get your play from last night? Oh, who'd you have? You know who I had.
I'm sorry.
The Panthers, who are what, Jamie?
They're screwed.
Done.
Yep.
All right. Now, last night I said there's no way that Caleb Durbin gets a base hit. He smoked one up the middle. I'm going to continue that, but by taking Pedro Pajes.
Oh.
I like taking guys that I don't think there's any way in hell they're going to get hit.
He's homering, too.
And Pedro Pajes, who hopefully will homer for Bradford, Pedro Pajes won't get a hit tonight. So give me him.
All right.
Now it's you, Carey.
Now is it my turn?
Yes.
All right, give me Christian Yelich.
Okay. Jamie.
Wilson Contreras.
All right. If you guys don't mind, how about we have Bradford do the call for Marsh?
Okay.
Yeah. He's at 0, so.
You want to keep him there?
No, I'd like Bradford to go and get a hit for Marsh.
In that event, we will go back to the Burley Well, hitting 5th once more, taking advantage of some high heaters from Freddie Peralta.
All right, there you go. Justin, our listeners got William Contreras. I took Pedro Pajes to get a hit. Carey with Christian Yelich. Jamie with Wilson Contreras. And Marsh via Bradford Bruns took Alec Burleson. Justin, have a great weekend. Thanks for playing.
All right, I appreciate it. You guys as well, and happy Father's Day to all you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks, Justin. We'll see you, pal.
Thank you.
From Beat the Streak to Bet the Board. Jamie is absolutely rolling right now, and he leads us.
Watch your hip.
Yeah, don't tear a knee or a hip or something. Carey, dancing.
Working.
Do you have the latest standings?
Yeah, Jamie's up to 7 in a row. So for the month of June, 7 in a row for Jamie. Marsh did come through. He's not far behind. So Bennett with the PowerPoint tally, I believe, last night. He had Siakam the previous night as well. So he is up to 6 in a row, actually. Some really impressive stuff there as well. And Carey, you were looking to bounce back from that Thunder outcome, right? Okay, all right.
Got on the board.
Back on it as well. Very nice. So, yeah, some pretty good results all around the horn, guys.
So Jamie's got 7. Marsh was 6. Do I have 6 too, or do I have 5?
Let's see. You nailed it last night, correct?
No.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Well done, Bradford.
It was not intentional. I want you to have that victory. I do. You've got 4. Plenty of time.
That's it. I thought all right.
It's 4.
Okay. Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going money line in a baseball game. Yamamoto on the bump against the Giants. Somehow the Dodgers are plus 119 on the money line. I'll take the underdog in this one. Give me the Dodgers.
They're minus 190.
What's that? What am I looking at?
Minus 190. You might be looking at the run line.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
You want a minus 1.5? You can have a minus 1.5.
No.
They'll probably pummel.
Stop talking to me.
They'll probably pummel those fools.
Yeah, no. Hang on here. I was looking at the wrong column. Dummy.
You're all right.
Yeah. Let's go with the Red Sox over the Yankees. Minus 144.
Okay.
Garrett Crochet on the bump.
Locked in. Our guy Andrew Marsh is going to take a wild stab in the dark. This one's interesting from our guy Marshy. He has decided to go with the Giants at plus 157 against the Dodgers and Yamamoto. Kind of interesting.
It's a good pick.
All right. Is it me or Carey?
It's probably you.
Give me the Indiana Pacers plus 6. They continue to be overlooked, trampled on, and disrespected, especially in their home venue, by none other than Carey Davis and Action Jackson and everybody else who puts OKC, who haven't won crap, in this like championship elite status. Thunder in 3 is what Carey said. I remind you. Thunder in 3.
It was Jamie last year with the
Pacers plus 6 tonight, Bradford.
You say Thunder down. I've got you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I read you.
Yeah, good. Give me Aaron Judge.
No
1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm going with the guy that's minus 135.
No faith in Carey.
Yeah, you're not going to lure me in.
I'm just saying, if the Thunder are the greatest team ever,
they aren't the greatest team ever.
You pretty much
should probably
said that.
cover the 6,
Bulls.
right? You know what I mean?
96, 97.
Latest installment of MJ's Bulls. You keep saying it, but won't take the Thunder minus 6. That's a shame. You should trust your team.
Shame on you, Anthony.
Now we're even.
Thank you. Glad you feel
Ryan
better.
Sandberg crap.
That's a Ryan Sandberg. He's a great Chicago second baseman.
No,
not your guy.
No, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Bradford, who are you taking?
I'm sticking with the same game, Staltz. It has been, the NBA postseason stage has been really successful for me over the last couple of weeks. I nailed one with Mathurin not that long ago. We'll not really talk about last night with the Miz. No, we're going to the hard court. That's where I want to head because I'm looking at this figure, this projection for Halliburton. You know how he has fared, how he has soared in the state of Indiana. It's another home game. It's a huge spot. And even if Indiana succumbs tonight, I'm saying over 27.5 combined points and assists at plus 100. Yes, please. Give it to me.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. That is bet the board and beat the streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're down the home stretch now. We got what we learned when we come back. 3 stars, criticisms and compliments. It's all next here on 101 ESPN.
Tomorrow night, the Stanley Cup Final is on ESPN. Oilers and Panthers. Pregame at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. Your home for the NHL. 101 ESPN. You've come to the right place. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
All right, if you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN Dobbs Star and Auto Center's mobile app. The podcast, as always, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Starting off with Jamie Rivers.
Okay, as we know, the wordsmith around here when Bradford's in the studio is certainly Bradford. He says words that we've never heard before, some that we can't pronounce ourselves, but he's not the only guy who's good with words around here. I learned today that Anthony Stalter, also very good with words, but he's not very good with names.
That was mine. I learned that Chet Holmgren actually goes by another name.
He's got a nickname.
Yeah. Anthony told us earlier.
No.
Go back and listen to the podcast.
No, he doesn't.
Not like Clint Eastwood.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's
close.
It's close. That's his nickname.
Yeah, that's not his nickname, guys. I just completely fast-laned his name right up. That's on me. I learned that sometimes when you combine two names, you get something you don't want to say.
All right, I'm excited.
Oh, you're fine.
You've done that before.
I have done that before.
No,
Yeah,
he's done that before.
I've done that before.
Name brought two.
Yeah, I misunderstood.
Tickets and was it?
Oh yeah,
Dockers.
What was I saying? Tickets and
It's something else. It did not come out that way though.
You can get your. You can get that here. He's like, no.
Don't forget your tickets.
It was something and tickets, and you combine those words and said they can get it right here. And people started texting in.
We sure can.
Honestly, I think what we're learning is I just got a filthy mind. Bradford, what'd you learn today?
I learned that even on June the 13th, for the first time actually being able to run this feature, it is especially awesome to be able to play a little bit of Nugget of Truth or Overreaction in the National Football League. It is a throwback Friday. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't. Carey has never done Overreaction or Nugget of Truth. Yeah.
First time.
It's been a while.
Been a while because it's been around.
It's been around.
It's been around.
All right, Bradford, any criticisms and or compliments?
Lots of compliments, actually, guys. Lots of individuals sending out well wishes with reference to this coming weekend from the 314. Happy Father's Day to all of you guys. Plus, Marshy, I'm sure he has a little Martian running around somewhere out there.
Oh, whoa.
That's a compliment?
Is it?
Wow.
Not yet.
It was said, I could read, I could sense the tone, and it was said with enthusiasm but positivity.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still surprised nonetheless to our guy Marshy.
Let's talk about Vic's cheesesteaks. How about that?
Okay. All right.
He too says, Happy Father's Day to you guys. Enjoy your weekend and your day overall. It was a lot of fun to listen to you guys on this occasion. And then also from Mahomes Long Body, great show, guys, and go Pacers.
Yes, go Pacers.
Go. Back to OKC. Tied up 2-2.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're so sure of yourself, huh?
Yeah.
That's why I bet on Aaron Judge.
That's fair. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you have a great Sunday. Hopefully somebody, if you enjoy grilling, do some grilling. If not, hopefully somebody else can take over duties for a second.
Sure.
You know? Jamie, what are you doing this weekend? Grilling?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see what the weather does. If it's nice weather, we're going to spend it outside in the back and fire up the stereo and...
Fire up chips?
No, not going to do that. But
fire up chips?
We'll have a good time. What?
Why did you say it like that?
Nah, just because right now when I think of fire up chips, I think of Antonio Brown, and it's just like, you know.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of...
Unfortunately, they'll be associated with each other forever.
Unfortunately is a good word there for that one. Yikes. Not the Steelers? He was a Steeler.
Yeah, but it's because of you. All your fire up chips and, the Maction and all that.
It is kind of all on you.
Yeah, at least we still got Tuesday night football, right, Bradford?
That's right.
The only kind of football.
People in Chicago are ready for it.
Yes.
I can personally attest.
For some reason. For some reason.
Yes, they are.
All right, Bradford, you got your 3 stars of the day?
We are ready to go.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
You know, there's only one father in this room as we move toward the 6 o'clock hour who is perfect. 8-0 now in the category of hockey for the Gauntlet in 2025 for his dominant performance today. The 3rd star goes to Tony Sticks, everybody.
Yeah.
Tony Sticks.
Nice. Tony Sticks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, today was a grueling one, but I'm glad we got it done.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Yep. Star number 2 goes to the collective. Really, quite frankly, all of the listeners, the texters today, very active, the text line as well as in the snake pit. So all of our listeners and particularly those fathers in the audience, we salute you. Hope that you have a relaxing weekend, an active one, whatever you want, that it is all yours.
Absolutely. Well said.
For the taking. And then star number 1, without question, I think it's only appropriate as we edge closer to tip-off tonight. You've got Oklahoma City and Indiana. Pregame starting at 6:30 right here on your home for the NBA Finals, 101 ESPN. Maybe he's not the MVP. Maybe he isn't SGA. But there isn't anybody on this Oklahoma City Thunder roster who can both pound it in the paint and spread the floor like one Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. See what you did there,
Whatever his
Bradford.
nickname is.
His name is Chet.
Want to remind us?
Yeah, his name is Chet Holmgren. You know?
We've talked a lot about former number 1 overall picks today.
I don't know. I did a double
added
take.
2 letters. What happened? I took 2 letters out and added.
I said
Chip. Replaced them.
Chip Holmgren.
I wish you would have said Chip Holmgren.
You know?
I don't. I'm happy that he had a nickname for him.
Look, why do I say anything? You know? Nobody knows. Sometimes it's for Jamie, the hamster falls off the wheel.
It happens.
Sometimes mine just lets go of the wheel. You know?
Starts running the other way.
Then I got to kind of reel him back in. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
Gator.
All I'm seeing, he's saying number 1 star of the day are all your dads out there, including him. Gator's a dad.
Good job, Gator.
Yeah.
Well done.
There you go. We do have Thunder and Pacers Game 4 right here on 101 ESPN, and we will have Game 5 between the Oilers and Panthers. Jamie, you and I, though, we've got to...
I'm not even watching it.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
No point.
Do you want to save on shipping when it comes to the Just for Men's if we decide to order it, or what do you want to do on that?
We'll go Amazon on it.
Yeah.
We'll get it sent here, something.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That's going to be rough, man. There's no way they're coming back.
Nope. It was a good run, though.
It was, oh my God, it was a great run. Yep. Four straight Stanley Cup final appearances.
Or 3.
Like I said, 3, so you didn't let me finish. 4 minus 1, 3 straight finals appearances. They're going for another title.
They are.
They're just going to come up a little short.
They're not really.
They're just going to come up a little short. That's it.
You know what? It'll be as much as it's painful. It'll be nice to see the Stanley Cup back in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Connor McDavid will get his cup, and then he'll be able to take his spot in the history of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Carey, you going to be watching tonight's Thunder and Pacers game somewhere?
I'll be watching it. See how the game goes for the old OKC Thunder.
Sure.
Versus the Pacers. They got yesers on there. I don't know what that is.
Obviously, you're going to be rooting for the Thunder. Obviously.
I'm just rooting for good ball.
You think what do you think, 150-80?
Just rooting for good ball.
Since the Thunder are so dominant?
Just good ball.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I mean, the Pacers have been on fire, so, it's going to be a tough task.
Bradford, well done these last 2 days, man.
Yeah,
Thank
well
you.
done,
Always a pleasure, guys.
Pinch-hitting.
We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm going out of town. I'll see you.
Right,
I'll see you
Anthony's leaving us.
Week and a
For
half or so. Yeah. So, Jamie, Carey, love you guys.
Love you too, brother.
Love you too, man.
Happy Father's Day to everybody. For Bradford Bruns, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.
I am the commander.